Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Homestead Junkies. I'm Desert.
And I'm no doubty.
Welcome to this week's episode. We have a really good episode for you this week. It's one of my favorites, actually, because I love to cook. And it is called Off Grid Cooking and cooking from scratch, actually, off grid. So, living off grid in a small space like a tent or a camper requires a shift on how you think about your food and how you're going to store it and your shelf life of your
Mhm.
food and things like that. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to share some recipes, and we'll share some videos that we found of off-grid cooking and things like that. So Dowdy, let me hear one of your recipes.
Oh my goodness. I'm terrible with recipes. I'm more of one of those people that's just kind of, what do I have? Let's throw it all in a pot and hope it comes out well. Like I just made some steaks the other day and I was
Saw
like, let
that.
me try some sage, oregano, and cilantro. I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's try
Yeah.
it.
I do have my chat, so I can see my chat, but I can't see your chat. So we each have our
Okay.
individuals. So Jaden is here. Welcome, Jaden. If you want to welcome anyone in your chat, I'm not sure if you have anybody you want to say hi to,
I
but
do.
I
One
do.
of Alan's always there for us. He says, hello, beautiful ladies.
Oh, hello, Alan. Hi. I just sent you a comment, so you'll receive it. And I got your email, and I responded. So we can connect at whenever you're ready. But welcome to tonight's episode, and it's good to have you here. And Jaden is here. Jaden is a. She was actually. Well, they were actually on my live this morning. I did an outdoor live this morning on my property, and it was gorgeous outy today. This morning it was absolutely beautiful. It was like 80, 90 degrees,
Oh,
and it was, yeah, really, really hot and just really, really nice out. So we had a really good chat, and the sky was really blue. There wasn't any, there was no cloud seeding going on. It was like, there was the first time actually that I saw like the clear skies of the desert. So it was nice. It was really, really nice. So, but okay, so back to the cooking.
yes.
So, yes. So, what you just said about, just throwing everything together and, one of my go-to recipes when I was, living off grid, we didn't have kitchen, stove, or anything. But what we did is we bought a grill with a burner, on the side, right? So we were able to cook like a normal, whatever really we wanted. So chili was one of the homemade meals that we like lived on constantly was chili, because it was really easy to make, and I could, because I had a burner, I could make a big pot of it and we ate it, all the time. We lived on chili. So, and that's a good homemade recipe. It was really good. It was really good in the winter. So that was our winter go-to meal was, the chili. So, and then, again, having that grill with a burner on the side. Now, I just saw something that you put out with pizza.
Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah. What? How'd you do that? What is
Well, that
that?
was a terrible idea, first off. But
Oh
I
no!
got
It
this little.
looked good.
I mean, it tasted fine. I still ate it. Don't get me wrong. We're not wasting
Yeah.
food out here, but it
Yeah.
was put into like the grill that I got, this little mini grill. But
Yeah.
the problem is like I must not have the holes or like lined up correctly because it doesn't. It just smokes everything. It doesn't actually
Uh,
grill anything. It just smoked out my pizza so bad.
oh
So
no!
yeah,
Oh no!
very
What?
different.
Yeah. Was it a frozen pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. It looked good. I don't know. I was like, man, I haven't eaten because I did a live this morning. I drove. The traffic was horrible because the weather changed so fast that I was in this horrible traffic. So I barely got here for this. So I
Mm,
haven't. I when I saw that, I quickly was going through YouTube and looking at some things, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, that looks so good. That
yeah.
pizza looks so good. But
Worked, but
so
good.
that is a go-to recipe that we lived on in the winter. And then obviously in the summer, we barbecued everything. Like everything was a barbecue, you know. I remember on Thanksgiving, you know, I made mashed potatoes on the grill outside. I did my stuffing because I had the burner, you know. So, but that, you know, you also have to have, you know, your gas tank and things like that. So that was our like really go to meals. Like in the summer was always cooking, barbecuing, or things like that. And before we even got the grill, we would actually no, I'm not really a meat eater, so but my
Mm,
husband is. And he would take hot dogs and we would get one of those long, you know, skewer
yeah.
things and we'd just go over the fire and he would eat that. And
Mhm.
I would do it with Italian sausage. So before we even got the grill, because we wanted to be in that house, you know, we wanted to stay there. And so I would have my sausage and he would have his, you know, hot dogs and that's what we did for you know, for eating, you know, off grid. But how do you store your food? Because I know you don't have a refrigerator. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight was like storage. What do you use?
I currently have one of those mini freezers that goes in the back of like a car. So it plugs
Oh,
into a 10 volt. So it doesn't take
oh,
much energy to run. But the problem
okay.
is it's so small that you can
Uh,
only fit so much in there.
oh,
And it's one temperature. So it's either frozen or it's refrigerator. There is no like happy
I
medium.
I see. Okay. Yeah. We had massive coolers, and we're going to
Mhm.
cut to a video that talks about like storage and things like that for food.
Okay.
If you want, let's get into that, and then we can go into more recipes. All
Yeah.
right. So if we go to the comments, I don't know if you can see the EV Mux, but there's 13 comments, and if you click on the comments, yes, you can you see the comments?
Oh, I see it.
Yay, it worked. I did
You did it.
it. So, yay. So that's the comments. Welcome. Now we can see yeah, we can see everyone. So, awesome. Everyone welcome. I got everything to work really well. I'm very happy about that. So, now we can see everyone's comments and we also have Stream Elements hooked up for anybody that you know wants to Stream Elements, do you know what that is? Have you
No.
used it? Okay, so it's kind of like a bot that kind of controls your channel and it measures your you know, it measures your channel, it measures the live, how good it's doing, you know, how
Oh.
many chats and things like that. So
Oh,
you can
okay.
also program it to add like tipping and things like that. And, you know, because I'm not monetized. So I could
Mhm.
actually put a bot in there that could, you know, have a little tip, like a little tip bot, and that you could tip that way. So
Oh,
I
okay.
originally started the channel with that, but I decided not. I took that off, and I was just like, I'll just wait to get monetized. It's not a big deal. So, but let's go into. Let's see if this is the video. I think this is the video with the.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube
Yes.
channel. Today, we're doing camping meals. I'm going to walk you through breakfast, lunch, dinner. We're doing it all. About 20 recipes from the very, very simple to something a little bit more challenging. But all of this is stuff that's pretty practical, that doesn't require specialty equipment, and that's really easy to do.
Okay, before I even, yay, the chat's working. It's
Mhm.
working. I got it. Do you see the chat on the side
Oh,
too?
I do, yeah.
Yes, okay. I got this down. That tutorial last night that Web did was really good and I appreciate that. So, now before we get into this video, he says he has 20 recipes. Now, guys, this video was 30 minutes long, so I chopped it. I couldn't yeah, I had to. I just there was just too much in there for it, but I don't think this is the one with the storage. But let's see how many videos we can get through today. I have three, and I did chop them all up. So let's just finish. And this is a quick one. This is a 3 minute, and let's see what he does. And now this has to do with camping. So I consider like off grid, you know, kind of like camping, right? It's kind of similar. So, but this he has a cool video.
Packing or car camping, we're going to cover it all.
So,
Oh,
he
so he's
doesn't
gonna
even.
do like fireplace.
Yeah. and a cast.
Always cast iron.
Yes, yeah, we had one too. So he's cooking some steaks, and I don't know what the sound isn't turning up here. Got some sound on this. There is sound to it. Maybe there isn't on this part because I did chop it. Let's check this. Really, so it looks like he's making a go-to thing, like we were talking about, right? Just throw everything in a pan. See, there is some sound to it. I don't know what's going on. It's really stormy here, so hopefully it's not my connection. But he's just doing it over coals, and I thought that was really cool. And that's his rice and his beans and carrots, and that looks really good.
Costa Rican casado is just amazing. It can be as gourmet or as simple as you like, just based on which ingredients you use. It is amazing.
Okay. So it's a little gas.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I have you? Yeah. I said that's pretty cool.
Muffin. Oh, that's right.
I'm not. You can't hear me?
I can now.
Yeah, because I'm not saying anything. That's why you can't hear me. So that's how he's cooking his rice with one of those little burners, which I think is really cool. And it looks good. Oh, okay. So you can't hear me. Okay. So let's see. What if I go back to off work? Hi, Wild Child. Hi. Let me deal with the sound issue. I'm not sure why. Jody, you can hear me, but they can't. So let me just go.
Yeah, that was good.
Can you say something?
Hey, Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. Today, we're doing camping meals. I'm going to walk you through breakfast.
Let's go
Can you
back.
hear me now?
Okay, let's go back to dynamic and see if are we good now? Can you guys hear us? Your volume is equal until the video. Okay. As long as you guys can hear, I'm good. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So we're good. So it's when because I wanted, to show the video. So that was pretty cool. He actually got to cook a really good meal. It looked like, the rice, the meat, the beans, and all that good stuff. So
I always love a good one pot meal.
That's when I was doing the research and looking at some of the stuff that people have done in the past, that was the main thing was let's see. Now we can. Yes. Okay. That was the main thing was a one pot, that was always a one pot thing. So now that you have, okay, so do you have a microwave?
Yes.
Okay, so you can do meals, frozen dinners like that too. But we're talking about like cooking like homemade things.
Right, but I can't really do frozen meals because I don't have the proper storage for frozen meals.
Got it. Okay. So that's where this video that I'm going to show. Now, you probably won't hear me talk, so I'm not going to say anything during this video, but this was an interesting video of what this couple does and their storage. So let's cut into this, and then you can stop and talk, and I can stop and talk whenever.
Okay.
But let's cut into this. And like I said, I cut these videos down to very short, so let's just get into it.
Camping becomes way easier once you learn a few tricks to help you out along the way. So today, we're going to share with you 15 of our favorite camping hacks that we've discovered over the years. Things that make trips way smoother, way more efficient, and way less stressful so you can have a much better time. Number 1, storage bins. This is an absolute game changer and the foundation of all of our camping gear. We use 3 of these bins, one for cooking and kitchen stuff, one for sleeping, and one that's just kind of miscellaneous. You always know exactly what you have, and it keeps you from overpacking because if it doesn't fit in the bin, it's not going. No more searching around like, where's the aluminum foil? Because you know it's in that kitchen bin. You can get these pretty cheap at Costco or Home Depot. They stack really, really nice in a garage or closet. Just keep a little inventory so you always know what's in there and what needs restocking. Then, when it's time to go, you just throw these bins in the car and your essentials are ready to go and nice and organized. Once you start using these bins, you'll never go back.
Number 2, frozen water bottle.
And that's what we used to do. We used to do the frozen water bottles and the bags of ice in the coolers. And those frozen waters are great because you get nice cold water after they after they melt, you know. So we used to use those all the time. We bought these, you know, they were actually coolers. He's using bins, which I guess are, you know, maybe a little bit cheaper than a cooler. I'm not really sure, but we used to do that. We used to do the frozen waters and then, you know, put all the food in. And, you know, we did that for at least a couple of weeks before we got the grill. And then we ended up buying like a used refrigerator once we got like a couple of months into it. Because we knew we were still building the house and we were going to buy new appliances. So we bought this, you know, we went to the secondhand store that was there and we got a used refrigerator. And then, you know, we were good after a couple of months. But in the beginning, this is what we did. So I thought it was really cool that they did the same thing. She has some good, let's go back to the video.
Instead of buying bags of ice, freeze up some water bottles. These give you solid blocks of ice that last way longer and won't turn your cooler into a soggy mess. We find the 1-liter bottles work best for us and we can strategically place them around the cooler. But if you've got the space, freeze up some gallon jugs. They'll keep everything cold even longer, and the best part is when they do melt, you've got an extra supply of cold, clean drinking water ready to go. Now that's a win-win. Number 4, eggs in a water bottle. If you like your eggs scrambled and don't want
was a great idea. Like I didn't even think of this when we were off-grid living, when we didn't have anything. This was such a great idea. Like I wish I thought of this before because it's easy to store. It's hard to store, you know, a full carton of eggs, but
without breaking them. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's check it out.
worry about them breaking inside your cooler, just crack and scramble them up ahead of time and pour them into a water bottle. It saves space, travels well, and makes breakfast super easy.
I've seen people do that with pancake mix too.
It's on here. It's on here.
Okay.
When you're ready to cook, just give the bottle a quick little shake and pour them out into a pan. You can save some for later, or you can cook them all at once. It's totally up to you. It's just one of those little things that makes mornings at camp that much easier.
Oh, now I want eggs.
Number 6, pancake mix in a ketchup bottle. Ugh, this is
Okay.
Ketchup
So
bottle.
there's a comment. Did they go camping with the U-Haul? I'm not sure. We didn't do it because McMuffins were too
Yeah, sometimes a good McMuffin just is way easier.
That's another thing we did was we went out a lot and breakfast was like that was our main meal really. We were so busy building the house and I was actually off. This was during COVID, so I was off for the first few months. So while we were building the house, I was actually living there, you know, for the first few months because we were all in lockdown.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, cool that I could be there. But this was a good idea. Let's get back into the video.
Yeah, the ketchup. I wouldn't have thought of a ketchup bottle.
That was the other thing that it's really. So I got some good ideas from this. Let's just finish this and.
one of our favorites. If you love pancakes but don't want to deal with the mess at camp, mix your batter up at home and pour it into a big squeeze ketchup bottle. Toss it in your cooler and it's ready whenever you are. When it's time to cook, just give the bottle a quick shake and squeeze the batter out onto your skillet or griddle. You get the perfect size pancakes with no mixing and no mess to clean up. You gotta love it.
So that was that video, and I thought that was a really good idea. Have you done that with pancakes or?
No.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't, like I said, I did a lot of so when we had our grill, I bought one of those flat iron, like cast iron. It was like a flat cast iron,
Yeah. Like a
plate.
griddle. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I would cook the bacon. We would cook the eggs on there. We didn't do scrambled a lot because it was a flat, it was flat. So I would have to be, but we did over easy. And that's what we did for breakfast all the time, like every day. And then I had the burner on the side. So I would like boil potatoes like on a Sunday,
Mhm.
and I would cut them up, tiny, tiny, and then, store them in the cooler. And then every morning I would take them out and fry them up on that fryer. So that was another, homemade type of thing that we did, for breakfast. So what do you do for breakfast on your
Every morning,
homestead?
it's the same thing, eggs and bacon.
Okay, same with us.
I
That's exactly.
love bacon grease. So,
Yeah.
I had hamburgers for lunch. I cook the hamburger in the bacon grease that I had from this.
Oh,
Like
yummy,
everything gets
yummy.
cooked in bacon grease.
Yes, it's the best, and you can't. Yeah, it is.
My
It's
kids would
it's
get so mad at me because when we lived in Sacramento all together, I would save
yeah.
my bacon grease, and they're like, "That's so gross."
My
Yeah, but
mom did
it's so
that.
delicious.
Yes. My mom used to do that all the time and reuse it. So I never do. I get rid of it, but my mom used to do it
Oh yeah,
constantly. Yes, let's see. What is the chat?
it's a
Yum, burp and
yum.
snort. Yeah. So we never really went without food, even though we traveled a long way to get the food.
Yeah,
And because we had coolers for the first month, we were always, worried about expirations and things like that. So
right.
we made sure that we got enough just for that week. And then we would make the trip. It's probably better than today's butter. Yes. Yeah. Bacon grease. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Hi, Mac Movement. How you doing? Welcome. You were in this morning. It's good to see you again. Yeah, so it is definitely tasty. It gives a good flavor to
Ugh.
your food. Definitely good. So have you now you were telling me, I know we don't have the video for it, and I wish we did, but I'm really intrigued, and I don't know if
Mhm.
you watched the video enough, but what about the lasagna that you were talking about?
Yes, because lasagna is such a good hearty meal sometimes, but it's such a mess to make that they used a crock pot, like a cast iron little crock pot, or not crock pot, but a Dutch oven. And they were
Interesting.
just layering the noodles, the sauce, the cream cheese, the noodles, the sauce, and layered it into one pot and put it on the little camping stove and made lasagna.
Was the noodles already cooked? Like, did they cook the noodles or were
No,
they? Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow. I'll have to.
yeah, I
That's
gotta find it.
interesting. Yeah. That is really interesting. Let's see. Does Dowdy have access to butchered farm animals? What does it say?
Like
Like
real
real?
pork.
Oh, yeah. Do you? How do you? Where's your food source? You go shopping. You go out.
I believe they have a butcher in town that's about 30 miles away, but I haven't really ventured down that rabbit
Okay.
hole yet. I would like
Yeah.
to.
Yes.
But they do have at the local kind of store nearby that's about 10 miles away, they have like real hot dogs, not like store bought, and it is
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
So
So back in Massachusetts, there was a company called Essam, and Essam hot dogs were the
mm,
real casing, the real hot dog, the real
yeah.
thing. And I remember because I used to work near this factory where they would make these hot dogs, and every time I drove by it, all I would smell was the
Mm,
hot dogs. It was like ridiculous, and back then I did eat meat. I was in my younger, I was, really young. It was early 20s. And so good pork taste, nothing like the store. Yeah. Um, so I did eat hot dogs and things like that, but I don't eat meat anymore. It's just chicken and fish. So I'm kind
Mm.
of a picky eater. And it's only because I have a lot of diabetes in my family and I didn't want to get, I really have to watch. Like I have that gene where I could
Yeah.
get, yeah. So I have to be really careful with what I eat. So I'm really kind of, desert was wild and crazy.
So do you have like a
No.
favorite food?
Did I have what?
Do you have like a favorite food?
I do. So Mexican is my favorite.
Mm.
I love Mexican food. And we were talking earlier about this flatbread recipe that
Huh.
I had. So this recipe, they call it bannock. It's
Okay.
it's a Canadian, it's Vannock. And it is a legendary survival food because the dry mix is shelf stable and it requires no yeast. So the
Oh, that's
mix is,
important.
yes, exactly. So the mix is 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half of teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of lard or whatever, like
Bacon
oil,
grease.
butter. Yes, exactly. And then to make it, you just,
But if I want to
yep,
make like a pita
yep,
bread and use it like a sandwich, but it is so good for like so little ingredients.
right,
Such a good
right.
bread.
Yes,
I
and
didn't know what it was called. What's it called again? Baraka?
Vannock,
But but not.
Vannock.
Okay.
And yes, and it's funny because this was for, let's see, where do I have my notes here? Because it was really interesting of where they got this. It was back indigenous, it was for, okay, so it says a simple, quick bread made from flour, fat, and liquid, traditionally cooked over a fire or a grill, and it is an indigenous Canadian cuisine. So that's where that came from. And I had no idea
Canadian?
that's what it says, an indigenous Canadian cuisine. Yes.
Wow, I
So
was
I
thinking like a Mexican cuisine. I
that
wasn't thinking Canadian.
Yeah, it actually even said Irish. The Irish did too. They
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, so when I was looking at that, it was very interesting. Uh love all your videos. Thank you all for your hard work. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the compliment. We love doing this, so this is super fun. And this episode is like one of my favorites because I love to cook. So
Yeah.
this is
And I
great.
just got an oven, so I
I
can
know. I'm
actually
so happy for
cook.
you. Yes, yeah.
I've already
So
made
what?
brownies twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome. I was gonna say, what are you planning on cooking for
Oh, this one.
uh
Oh, where is it? This is next.
oh, okay, cornbread. Oh, yum. We love
Jalapeno cornbread.
oh, yum,
Really?
yummy.
Yes.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah, so I mean, you really don't have to sacrifice when you're living off grid, right? You
No, you
can,
just need the right items, the right material. Like
yes.
even before I moved out here, like when I knew I was kind of instead of buying pots and pans, all I would buy was cast iron. I wouldn't buy anything else. I wouldn't use anything else. I just got
Oh,
used to my cast iron
yep.
and, would bring that out with me because you can't really use a regular pan out here.
Yes, yeah, you're in a different situation, right? I at least like we could use, and I had cast iron too in the beginning, but then we were able to use regular pots and pans. Even on the grill, I would use it because
Mm.
we actually after we got the well serviced and we were able to like wash our dishes,
Ugh.
then that's when I started using regular pots and pans.
Girl,
So,
I just went back to paper plates and paper cups because I am
oh
so tired of doing dishes. Like I drink
yes,
way too much coffee and I only have 3 cups.
yes, yeah.
It's
It
like every day doing hand washing dishes. No,
Yes, yeah. If I was in that situation too, I would not. I would just do paper plates and
it just takes so much water to do the dishes.
It does, yeah, and you have to haul your water, so
and I'm
that's a
hauling
different
it, right?
story.
So
Yeah,
every time I'm using water, I'm like, oh, this better be worth it. You know?
yes, right, and that water is for your shower, your hair, your yeah. So you're in a totally like you're really 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 off grid, and the water situation, so when you haul the water, how much do you get? What do you do when you go get your
Well, I
water?
usually just have like 5 gallon jugs,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I get it up at the local post office. He allows
Okay.
me to kind of fill up with water. But if I needed to fill up like a 275 gallon, like a big thing,
Okay.
I know that our fire chief would fill it up for like 10 cents a gallon or something. He does it.
Ah,
So, yeah, I mean, 10 cents is
right.
like
It's
ridiculous
worth it.
to me
Yes.
in order to get the 275 gallons. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
I mean,
that,
for daily use, we're just doing 5 gallon jugs.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. We like I said, we would do the frozen, water bottles when we didn't have the well service. That was one of the first things we did was the water because
Yeah.
it was so like contaminated that the house smelled like that rotten egg
Oh,
smell.
oh, that's
Oh, it was
horrible.
so
Yeah.
oh down here. Marsha, it was so bad. I couldn't even stomach like to be in that,
Yeah.
in the house. So that was the very first thing was the well to get it, serviced and
Do you
treated
remember what the
and
cost was on
um
that?
what's that?
Do you remember, like, cost wise?
It
Like,
wasn't
you
that
didn't have a well
bad.
at all? You had to dig a well?
So the well was already there. Let's
Okay.
see. Hi, Desert Independence. Hi, hello, hi, welcome in. So the well was already there, but the house had been sitting for a couple of years.
Okay.
So yeah, so the well had not been serviced. It had not been. We actually put in a new tank and everything, but the
Okay.
well itself was already there. So we had a well company come in and treat the water, and then we treat it also with our chemicals that we need to if we need to treat the well. We were told to use bleach, so that's
Yeah.
what we do every
Yeah.
once in a while. If we think it's starting to we haven't had an issue. We have not had to have, like, I think we've used a bleach thing maybe once or twice since we've had the house. So they did a really good job. They tested everything. um they made sure everything was up and up and good, so that really worked out well for us.
Okay.
And yeah, so, and like I said, we've only treated it maybe twice with the bleach, and it's like literally pouring a cup of bleach into the
Oh, that's it?
well.
Just like a
That's it.
cup?
Yes, that's it. And
Wow.
yeah, in the desert we do not have an aquifer, we have a swamp 200 feet down. So this is my husband working soil. The water sifts through the sand to the well, right? So yes, that's exactly. So we have 200 feet down is where the water source comes from, and the mountains behind it, where
Mhm.
that's where that water all flows from. There's a big, I guess, like I forget the name of the basin. My husband will know, but there's a huge water source. I think it actually comes from LA, to be honest, and flows all the way down to us. So
Oh, wow.
my husband will correct me, I'm sure, if he knows, but so that's how we got the well. It was I said, listen, I'm not stepping a foot in that house until the well is taken care of, because I
Yeah.
couldn't stand the smell. And
Oh, I
that's when we
bet.
did all the plumbing and everything as we were doing
Yeah.
the treatment of the well. So the aquifer is 600 feet, three times the cost of the well.
Mhm.
So I forget what the well. So if you were now, I had someone in my live this morning and we were talking about wells,
Oh, okay.
and she lives 40 miles from me, and she had to put a well in her property, and it was $47,000.
Oh, God.
Yes. And then
Oh,
Marsha,
my God.
they charged her an extra 3,000, I think, for having to drive out.
Oh,
She
no.
could, yes, that's how far out. So she's
Yeah.
out like I am, way 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 out there.
Yeah.
So it was really really far out.
Yeah, I
With
usually have
delivery.
to pay extra for delivery, anything out here.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I wanted
So
to tell you one of my favorite things to do
yeah,
is to go to a thrift store and look in their book section for old recipes,
oh
and
yeah,
I would just like hoard them. I can
yes.
I just cannot help myself.
That's awesome. That's a cool thing because downtown 29 Palms and Joshua Tree has tons of bookstores, tons
Mm,
of them, and they're really really cool. They're like touristy. It's really touristy in Joshua Tree, but the bookstores are really cool. They have a lot of rock stores, and they have a lot of the bookstores have a lot of like books for that area, like
yeah,
trails, and what the history is of the gold mines, and all that stuff. But there is a lot of bookstores in 29 Palms in the Joshua Tree area, which is really cool. But I wanted to actually really dig a little bit deeper into this topic. So what do you think they did back in like the caveman days? How do you how do you think they knew that they needed to cook? Like they definitely had to hunt, right, for their food. But how do you think they knew that they had to cook?
I
I
have
always
no idea, but that is such a great question.
yeah,
How do you go
I
from like I got raw meat, do I eat it or do I cook it?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what did they, how did they know back in those days? Because obviously they did hunt for their food. And I always wondered. So I looked it up, and you're never going to believe this. So they would have, oh, I just lost you. Oh my God. Okay, hold on.
I see you.
Okay, I just lost you. Yeah, something just happened. I knew this was going to happen. Let me go back into, let's see if it ended. Uh, okay, let me go back into it. I don't know why it did that. It says live, but I can you
You
hear
are,
me?
yeah.
Can you hear? Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know what just happened, but it says I'm live, so I'm not going to worry about it. Um, so anyway, I looked it up, and it said that wildfires would break out and it would burn the animals.
Oh,
And that's how they learned that, because I guess they would
so
get
smart.
sick. Yeah, they would get sick from eating the raw meat, right?
Not the
So
fried one. Yeah.
yeah, so back like in the caveman
Oh,
days,
that's genius.
they actually like um they discovered that these wildfires would burn these animals, and they would get the animals and they would eat them, and that's how they found
Wow.
figured out, yes, how to they figured out that fire would that's what you would do to cook your meat, because they would get so sick from eating
Yeah,
raw meat. So I thought that was really really interesting
that
to find
is.
out, yeah, that that's what they did back in the day. And I kind of like, when I was thinking about this off grid, cooking, I was like, what did they do back in the day? How did they know to what, because,
Yeah.
how would they figure that out?
And
But
then how
that's
did they
how.
figure out to add a little salt?
Right, right. The seasonings and
Right.
all that stuff. It was really interesting. So I wanted to do a deeper dive, but I didn't have the time to like, go into it more. But I wanted to like talk about like how they did it back in the day.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Thousands of a long, long time
Yeah.
ago. And it was because of wildfires that would break out, and they would get the animals that were burned, and and it said that it wasn't an overnight thing. Like it took
Right.
them months and months and months and months to figure out, that this is what you need to do not to get sick. So I was like, that was super super cool to figure out that that's what they did to
Yeah.
figure out how the hey Belt Loop, hi Gary, welcome. Welcome to Homestead Junkies podcast. We're talking about off-grid cooking. So, and I know you like to cook, and we're talking about some recipes that we have that are go-to recipes. And usually, like when you're off-grid, like Marsha, no doubty, she's definitely doesn't. She's really off-grid. Like she's not even you. You have a generator and things like that too. Like you don't have the electrical grid. You don't
Right.
have, yeah.
I got
So,
solar or
um,
propane.
yeah. Okay. So you're truly, truly, truly. So you never bought a grill. You never.
No, I mean, Nikki and Steve gave me the Coleman
Okay.
grill that I use pretty much 24/7. And then
Okay.
a brand sponsor just gave me kind of that mini little grill that
Yeah.
is just so cute.
Yes. Yeah. It's super cute. I love it.
And it works
I
because it's like, it's only me and my son. So I only need like enough for two people. And it's like a perfect little two-person grill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it works really good. Um, let's see. Let's check the chat. So we have
A lot of
Bellu.
generator.
Welcome in. Yeah, we have a few people in here that I haven't. I think I said hi to Mac. And see. So can you see my chat?
Yeah.
You can see everything. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I have one more video that I
Okay.
thought we could share. And let's get into this video and see how this guy
Okay.
does it.
Off-grid life doesn't need to be complicated. In fact, one of the secrets to thriving off-grid is keeping things simple. So in that vein, I'm going to share with you some of my most essential kitchen gadgets, tricks, and a couple hacks that just make things easier for me and makes it more enjoyable to spend some time in the woods.
Aw, dog.
All right, first up.
Okay, so Belt Loop says, Anne's rotten mushrooms wrapped in bacon, doused with Worcestershire, and sprinkled with a little bit of Tony cashews. Cashews. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. Then there's poor man's drunken chicken. I had never heard of that. And button mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms is a good go-to off-grid cooking. I love mushrooms too. I just love them. But this guy lives in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, what is drunken chicken? That's interesting. So this guy has this house in the middle of nowhere. It looks amazing, and I'm not sure where it is, but let's
Looks
finish.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Got this
let's get into
butane
it.
stove. This thing has been with me for more than a decade and a half, and it has basically worked flawless. It uses
is
these
cool.
butane cartridges. These are not going to break the bank either. I think I paid $10 for a 4-pack, and we're talking Canadian dollars.
Oh, Canada. Okay.
And
Got
it
it.
just works.
Found all these
I
Canadian.
do an awful lot of my cooking on this. If I'm up here on my own, this is basically all I need. You know, I'm just frying up an egg or a burger or something like that. Of course, in the winter time, I use the wood stove and barbecue. But for indoor cooking, this has just been phenomenal for me. Highly recommended. It's worked for me. If you have a different experience with it, let me know. When I first bought this, I had a neighbor mention to me, he said, "Oh my God, my friend had one of these and nearly blew his hand off." So I spent, the first couple of years thinking I was going to blow my hand off. Well, 15 years I haven't blown my hand.
Oh, that's too
And here's
funny.
my collection of cast iron. I love cooking with cast iron. Cast iron is simple. There's no coatings. Nothing's going to break. It's simply a pan that lasts forever.
And that's
So
exactly
true.
what you were talking about, cast iron. So,
I'm addicted
The thing
to
is-
it.
yeah, because it's already seasoned, right? So you really don't have to, do much with it. You don't, it's just, you rinse it and it's good to go. So poor man drunk chicken is basically cooking the chicken in beer and barbecue, and
Sauce.
barbecue sauce.
With a cut up onion, then take it
Okay.
out and put it on the grill.
Yum, that sounds good.
Delicious. I did try to do the turkey once for Thanksgiving, like the beer
Oh.
turkey.
Oh,
I didn't really notice. I wasn't impressed.
okay. Um, So speaking of that, now you could do like what do they have that like deep fry? It's a thing. It's an outdoor thing because my nephew has one, and you just stick the turkey in like this deep fryer. But
Oh,
it's
I've
an
seen those.
outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's an outdoor thing. And the turkey, he said, comes out. So he's like, Auntie Nina, the turkey comes out so tender. And so I'm Italian, right? We love to cook. And my nephew is just, he loves to cook. And that's all he does is cook. He cooks and cooks and cooks. So he tells me all the stuff that he cooks. And he has all these different, like, I don't know if you know who Winstone is, but he has all these barbecues, different types of barbecues and
Oh, I don't know that
all
one.
kinds. Yeah.
I love cooking
Go to
stuff though.
Yeah, Winstone Chronicles. He is an amazing chef, and he does a lot of outdoor cooking. And I never miss his shows because they are just really really good. It's a good channel. He has great recipes. He has a tiki bar, and I think it's on the East Coast. I know he's on the East Coast, but really really good, and he's a really good chef. But let's see what else this guy he
Yeah.
uses.
Yeah.
It works on a butane stove, wood stove. You can use it on an open fire. And in a pinch. Okay, let's talk about food storage. It helps to if you have a decent little kitchen pantry. Keep everything nice and organized in here. I use these little lights.
Those dollar store lights are great.
Yes. I want to go to the chat because, yes, Chef CV is another good channel. Really, really good chef. She does this great recipes. She's an excellent chef. Like she has all kinds of, she does this thing where she has this spin wheel and everybody gets to put an ingredient on the spin wheel. And every week she spins the wheel and whatever it lands on, she's got to take those ingredients and
Oh,
make
that's
something
cool.
with it. Yeah, it's really cool to watch. But she's such a good chef that she actually does make. Some of the stuff was like licorice or
Yeah.
Twizzlers and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Snails and just really crazy stuff. But she's another really good channel to watch for cooking. But
How
let's see.
starving do you have to be to eat snails?
I can't. My husband loves them. But what about you?
No,
Yeah.
never. I gotta be. I might choose death. I might.
I agree. I can't do it. My husband loves them. I just can't. But I could do oysters. Do you like?
Mm-mm. I'm a
Okay.
texture type of and like that. No, no,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, I love seafood. So
no.
let's see. I love snails so long as there is no sand. Yeah. Um, yeah. Same with the oysters. The oysters can get sandy. They can get really nasty and sandy. But so you got to get. But we have not gone out to eat in years. It literally has been years. Like we have not gone to a restaurant in years, and it's because one, it's like 3 hours to get to a
Oh my
restaurant.
goodness.
Yeah, no, it's like an hour to get to a restaurant, and two, the prices right now are just insanely expensive at a restaurant, and three, we really don't like leaving our property. We just love it there so much, like
Yeah.
it's just time away from our property. So
That's why I'm
I
always making my son go places and do
yeah,
errands. 'Cause I just
yeah.
don't leave it.
Yes, yeah. I love being there and I don't like to leave. So I don't have time to cook. About Loop. Yeah, but you do cook. I see you.
But you
Yeah,
see,
he's told
worms got protein. We're not eating worms. We're not eating
no.
snails. Okay, like
I think if it came to it, I
no.
mean if it came to it, I would probably eat whatever I could. But yeah, no, I could not
I
do
don't even
what
eat fish. So like, if I got stranded on an island, I'm done for. If
oh,
there's not a wild pigs running around, I'm done.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. I love, love, love seafood. I love
Mm.
all seafood. I
I only
just
do
love it
shrimp.
all.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's finish this, and then we'll go back to.
Got a little magnet in there that it just sticks up there. A couple of AAA batteries, and you're all set to jet. When you're living in a tiny cabin or small space or even RV camping, you really got to keep things organized because things can get out of control pretty quickly. So I keep the staples up here. In the wintertime, we've got mice here, so you got to keep everything nice and sealed up. Mason jars are convenient. The cool thing actually with this cabinet is that it's pretty much mouse proof. There's not going to be any rodents getting in there. But I do keep everything in Ziploc bags. I overuse them basically. And good to have dry staples up here, just for an emergency supply. Let's see what we got here. We got some very delicious, nutritious pouch pasta. We got some pancake mix. Things like this stores really well. Some, scalloped potatoes. I've mentioned this in other videos, but I am not a fan of doing the dishes. So I use paper plates, and at the end of a weekend, I usually only have a few utensils to wash up and a glass or a mug, and I like that. No apologies. Essentials always stay within easy reach. This is only in case I forget the real coffee.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk about water. This is one of the most important things you need to consider if you have an off-grid.
I have that same water filtration system.
I was just going to ask you.
Originally, before I moved out here.
Okay.
But in the move, they just got all muddy and dusty, and I haven't set them back up, but they are phenomenal.
This was the first time I had seen this. So I was really interested in how this works. So let's watch this, and you got to get it back out because this is really cool. It's
I know.
Really cool.
Property is drinking water and water for doing dishes and showering and around the cabin. So I've kept things simple over the years. I harvest my own rainwater. I also have access to water down at the creek, and I've been a little bit lazy, and I've pretty much just, for the most part, just brought up my own water. Just refill the jug at home. Sometimes I pay the $5 just for the convenience, so I don't have to, less walking with a few pounds of water on your arm. And then I always keep some smaller 1 liter jugs up here. You see, this one is frozen. I need distilled water for my sleep apnea machine.
Oh.
I want to talk about this bad boy. Membrane Solutions sent me this to have a look at and to share with you.
Is that the same one you have? Is that from that brand?
No, I got a cheaper version. I think it's Purell.
Okay.
Purell or something from Amazon.
Okay.
There's a really name brand one that's like $3.50.
Oh, I see.
Like the $150 version.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I want to check out how this works because
this
I didn't get to actually.
Is going to be fantastic. I looked at water filters when I first got the property, and I thought, geez, wouldn't that be convenient?
I'm going to stop this really quick because we had to put in a massive water filtration system. On top of getting the well serviced, we have a massive, it's in our garage. We have to change filters constantly. It's a massive, it's like for a huge industrial complex, but that's what we did. We still filter our water. So
just, again, harvest my own rainwater, not worry about drinking water or, boiling it or using, water purification tablets or whatever it is. And just getting a simple UV filter, gravity fed water system. This is it. Now, let's be straight. I'm not going to be using.
Okay, I don't understand this UV thing.
Yeah, I don't either.
Have reverse osmosis, but I'm not does a UV obviously helps filter it? I guess I don't know anything about this UV thing.
I don't either. That was the first time that I didn't get to watch. Like I said, these videos are half hours, so I cut them, and I didn't get to. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows about UV. Okay, here's something. UV lights. What does it say? Let's say. UV lights kill bacteria, I think, or some of that bad stuff. I got it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Okay, let's go back.
Camping
sorry.
becomes way easier.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel today.
Off-grid life doesn't need to be complicated. Decent little rodents getting in their plates. And I harvest my own rainwater. I also have access to water down at the creek, and I've been a little bit lazy, and then I always keep looked at water filters when I first got the property, and I thought, geez, wouldn't that be convenient to just again harvest my own rainwater, not worry about drinking water or boiling it or using water purification tablets or whatever it is, and just getting a simple UV filter, gravity-fed water system. This is it. Now, let's be straight. I'm not going to be using this for every single time I come up to the cabin. I'm generally, I'm a weekend warrior. But when I am here for extended times, maybe in the summertime, I will absolutely use this. I don't know how many times I've run it. Off-grid life doesn't need to be called.
So that's where I stopped at. And he goes into a lot of other things that he does, living off grid, and that's Canada. So that was like really heavy snow, and it looked beautiful. His cabin looked amazing. Belt loop, it's worth looking into. It's worth looking up and maybe incorporating it into your system. Yeah, you should see our filtration system. It was very expensive. It was like over $7,000, I think, and it was, believe it or not, my husband, he we didn't hire a plumber. It was really expensive to hire a plumber. So he is really brilliant, and he figured out how to install this massive filtration system. So we have, several canisters that flow through. And so our refrigerator, if we had water, the water is filtrated, through this whole entire thing. We still don't drink the well water. We do not.
Oh,
Yes, we don't. We only use the well water to shower. I fill my hot tub with it, and we
okay.
do our laundry with it. We do not drink that well water.
Okay.
We could, but I don't want to risk it. I'm
Yeah.
super sensitive to. I have a really bad immune system, and that's why I got this virus like 4 times. So I just don't want to risk any of that. Let's see. Work and play. Yes, Canada is great. Yes, it is. His cabin looked unbelievable. Like if you watch the whole video, and I did. I watched, most of it
Yeah.
anyway. It was a long video, but he looked like he had a good channel. And like he said, he's a weekend. He goes there on the weekend, and he does. He goes out there on the weekend. It must be gorgeous in the summer because the water. It looked like there was like a little lake that he was
Mhm.
close to. Yeah. So now you have water next. Do you have a lake there where you are?
It's a reservoir for the
Okay.
animals because we have
Oh, I see.
free range cows here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So if you don't want the
Okay.
cows on your property, you better fence them off.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Do they come? Do they come on your property?
I mean, they're just now coming out for the season,
Okay.
but there's definitely cow pies from last season.
Wow.
So,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Wow. I see that I love nature and I love all that stuff. I would love to see that stuff. And I know you're getting into the chickens now. So how's that coming?
Chickens,
What
guinea fowl, rabbits,
Oh,
and now
oh,
goats.
oh, the goats. No
Yeah.
kidding. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh,
So
you'll
it's
have
like
to.
turned into like a farm overnight.
Yes, yes. Now I know you said some of the chickens are now like teenagers, right?
Oh my goodness. They have so much attitude. And
Oh,
the other ones have moved into the big girl coop. I mean, they're just growing up so fast. It's like
yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh,
It's
that's
literally like a
awesome.
little kid. You're like one day they're toddlers, the next day they're a teenager. And you're like,
Yeah,
what happened?
right. When do they start like laying eggs? Like
Oh
what
God,
is
like
the?
6 months.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
So
and
it's
the
a little
problem
while.
is too, is by the time we got them, they won't lay until maybe October, November. And if you
Hmm.
don't give them artificial light, they need 14 hours a day. They
I
won't
see.
lay during winter. So we have to give them,
Oh.
artificial light in order for winter
Oh,
eggs.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, at least you have that source, right? The eggs. We thought about doing the chicken thing, and it seems like just a lot of work. Like a lot of work.
It
I do
is.
have I do have to tell you, we did get a generator. So
Mm,
because of what's going on right now in the world, we have,
just like
we
a
don't know.
backup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we went out. I picked it up on Friday, and I actually showed it on my live this morning. But we did go out and get the generator, and we're
How much
gonna,
did you pay? Can I ask?
yeah. So we actually it was 2,500,
Yeah.
but we had a coupon. There's a coupon of one deal, one time for 1,900, so 2,000, and then you pay the tax, and yeah. So and you can use gas,
Mm-hmm.
and you could use different ways
Yeah.
to.
I got the
Uh,
dual one too. I got gas
okay.
and propane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
They're not
good.
cheap.
No, no, no. And did you have, was that a promotion that you did, or did you buy that?
Oh no, we bought that
Okay.
literally 2 weeks before we moved out here.
Okay. Okay. So you
And I
knew,
had to
yeah.
call like my ex-boyfriend and beg him, like, hey, do you think you can teach me how to use this generator before
Right.
I move off grid? Like, I know we're not the best of friends right now, but maybe.
Yeah. And he
So
did.
he did, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
He came
yes.
over,
That's
showed me how
good.
to change my oil, how to set everything up, and
Ah,
like, oh
that's
my God.
good.
Because without
That's
him,
good.
I wasn't confident. Like
Yeah.
I've never used it. Even though I was in the army and we had generators, like
Yes.
you just push the button, like and put the fuel, like you know what I mean. Like there's not much,
Yes.
and it's kind of
Right.
the same, Now that I've figured
Yes.
it out, but it's
Right.
very intimidating buying
Yes.
$1,000 or $2,000 equipment, and then
Yes.
like not sure what you're gonna do that might actually mess it up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And I had suggested, I said, oh, wouldn't it be great to do like an unboxing video? I could, unbox and have my husband hook it up. And he's like, I'm not going to be on camera. So it'd be really good if you could do.
You
And
just
I
need
was
his
like,
hands. You don't need his face. Just show his
yeah.
hands.
I was like, there's no way I could do anything like that. This thing looks so complicated and just so, there would be no way that I could actually do that. I just don't have the confidence in that. I've looked into the subject quite a bit years ago. Just something I picked up. I'm looking at the chat right now. They're talking about vitamin C. I love
Oh,
it.
oh, for help.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so you really, again, don't have to sacrifice when you're off grid. There's things you need to do that are extra work,
Yeah.
and things that just different tools that you definitely need to use. But the cooking itself, you can get pretty creative and still eat good food while you're living off grid. So
I think the
I
hardest part is not having like a table to
yes,
kind of chop things up or kind of
yes,
prepare items.
yes, yeah,
That's so hard.
yeah. So it's funny you say that because the guy that sold us the house left a lot of furniture there. Like he just left that. That was the other thing. The house was left for so long, for many years, and he did
Yeah.
not. He left his couch, his bed, his. I mean, it was a disaster. It was a
Wow.
disaster. But he did
Was it
leave
like
a
rat
table.
infested or anything?
Yeah, we had rats and everything. It was Marsha. It was really bad. Snakes,
Yeah.
scorpions. We have tarantula. We had it all. It was infested with rats. We literally tore it down to the studs. Like we knew we had to do that,
Yeah.
and we still had a rat problem because they were getting into my truck and eating the electrical. So I was driving home one day and I have a 3 hour drive, right? So uh sorry, I have to run. Bye, Lou. Thank you for joining. Thank you. It's good to see you. Anyway, that was a $3,000 bill. It was a nightmare when we first got that house. So
I catch
it
so many mice in my car, like inside of the car. I'm up to 7 mice.
that's
7.
insane. Yeah, that's
Yet
insane.
none of them are eating the wires. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that you're lucky. You're lucky. I
Beyond
wanted
lucky.
to ask, yeah, what about like other insects? Like, do you see anything else out? Like, do you see, the
You
snake
know,
thing?
it's just coming out. Like,
Oh,
because the weather has been so weird.
yes, it
Like we
hasn't.
had like a week long of summer or summerish weather, and then
Hmm.
snow came, so it kind of killed all the insects again. And
That was so strange.
yeah, it's very odd. Right now, the flies are coming out, and that's really my biggest like. Oh God, they're just
Ooh,
annoying.
I cannot. I cannot. We have
Yeah,
thousands of them. This is their season. This is the
yeah,
season for, and we have thousands of them. And I literally have 20 fly swatters.
yeah.
So wherever you go in the house, there's one right there that you can just, because
I gotta say though,
they're
these flies are some of the dumbest flies I've ever seen. I will take a napkin and just catch it on the window. Like
oh
it doesn't even
wow,
move.
that's
Right? Like
talented.
normally I'm like, ah, let me try and get this fly. No,
Yes.
not these flies. They're just like,
Oh my
okay.
God, that is
So yeah, I don't
hilarious.
know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm really bad at catching them. My husband's really good. The dogs, my two dogs, they'll go at them and catch
Mine
them, and
too.
yeah,
My
they're
German Shepherd will like jump up in the air to try and catch
yes,
them.
yes,
So
yeah,
cute.
yeah. It is so cute. It really. So today, speaking of that, as I'm doing my live in the morning on the desert, uh, my little one saw a lizard. And so I got it on the live. I was so excited.
Oh
She
no, yeah.
ran after it and almost caught it. And she sat there because she knew where it was and she wouldn't move. But I got it on the live because
So
I'm always
cute.
talking about how
Yeah.
yes. And she always brings me these dead lizards. And she actually didn't catch this one, but I actually got it on the live that she almost got it. It got into our garage and it hid and she just sat there and just it was the cutest thing to see, and I was really happy that everybody that was in the live got to
Yeah.
see it because I'm always talking about how she's bringing me these, she'll catch him by the tail and she'll just she'll whip them around till they're dead, and she'll bite into it. It's a nasty thing for her to bring to me, but it's like a gift. She's coming to me like
You know
with
what my
a
daughter told me? I
mm,
had like one of my dogs when we lived in Sacramento bring me like a bird or something, right? A
oh.
rat or something. And she's like, you know what that's saying, Mom? She's saying, like, you're too dumb to know how to hunt and feed yourself. So she's bringing it for you. And I'm like, rude.
That is so funny. Oh my God. They really are smart though. The animals are super smart. They're very, very intelligent. And, I think that if, my dogs had to fend for themselves out there, beside we have a lot of coyotes. That's the other thing that, yeah, I don't know. Do you have
Oh, yeah.
coyotes on your, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I hear him.
yeah. Yes, I hear we
And
do too.
Papa Pia does the most amazing, like,
How
growl thing. It
oh.
sounds like a Chewbacca thing. It's like a brrr.
Oh,
And I'm
oh, I love it.
like, if you were just out in the woods in the forest and you heard this, you would be like, what in the world? I
Yes.
had no idea I don't know if that's a Great Pyrenees thing or not, but it is so cute.
Yeah, that is awesome. My dogs don't do anything. They'll stop and they'll listen, but they don't like respond to it. And that's why we have the fence because those coyotes where we are, they're vicious.
Yeah.
They're vicious, vicious. You can tell. I have, I got to get into my pictures folder from years ago because that's where I have all the good like photos of when we first lived there and all the wild animals and things like that.
You
These
get wolves
coyotes,
down there?
I haven't seen a wolf. I have
Okay.
not. But I heard that the mountains behind us, like the 29 pound
Yeah.
military mountains, are what do they call them? Like rams? Those what do they call those? Not goats. Are they goats?
Oh, like a male
I
ram.
yes, they're yeah. Wolf and Snow would know.
Here,
Uh
I'm gonna send you a link in the chat,
okay. Okay.
and that'll you can look up if there's a wolf pack in your area.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, we have not seen that, but we do. Oh, got you. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, let me just see what that does. Um, Locations of gray wolves in California. Oh, great. I will save this link.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. That's good. That's good to know. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I know the snake thing is really the now I know this season is now because my dog got bit and I went through that whole
yeah.
ordeal with that. So where I'm very cautious about the snakes. We were clearing all the brush that's on the land. But this morning on my live, there's these little things that grow, and they're little spiny, like little spiny trees, little tiny, tiny flowered spiny trees.
Okay.
And my little girl stepped. I
Ooh,
think she's limping. She can't use her
oh,
third leg. So she's
yeah,
walking on three legs. She can't. So I went around the property and we tried like I put it on my live today and everybody's looking it up trying to find out what it is.
yeah.
And one of my one someone in the chat said it's called a devil's spiny flowers type of thing. But then we looked it up and it wasn't that. But
Um,
anyway, it's they're spiny and they have this like I don't know if it's a poisonous type of oil
mhm.
to them, but she's really hasn't. It's been
Oh,
weeks, and the fourth thing I know, oh Masha, it kills me because it's preventing her from playing. Like
yeah.
she loves to play
Oh,
ball
I
and she
know.
loves to
Yeah,
chase the lizards, and it's now preventing her from doing
yeah.
that, and it's really breaks my heart. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, the poor thing. I can't watch. I just can't
I
watch
know.
her outside. It kills me.
Yeah, I'm such a
But
sucker.
yeah, yeah, I don't like to, see her hurt like that. So, but I know your land, you have like a lot of grass. Like do you have a lot
Would
of
we
grass
call
or
it
no?
grass or would we call it invasive
For
species, that looks like grass? Because, it's not actually grass, it's green.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, it's cuz we have a lot of dust and dirt, it's just sand pretty
Yeah,
much. And then, we have some strats of grass growing unnaturally cuz we've never had a blade of grass out there in the it's called a big horn. Can you see that? Oh, bighorn
bighorn
sheep.
sheep.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now, I have never seen them in the mountains, but they are, I guess, they were they have been seen there. So we do have that there. But yeah, it's pretty. The snake thing is what freaks me out. And now we're finding little baby, tiny, tiny scorpions in the house.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, I got a
little.
story about
Ye-
we were cleaning
Oh,
the tent
tell me.
the kitchen tent out, and there was a rat or a mouse, a
Yes.
mouse, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But it literally just gave birth. It was a fetus little baby
Oh,
mouse.
Jesus. Oh,
And so
no.
my son was like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "Well, you got to kill it." He's like, "I'm not killing it." I'm like, "You're just going to let it sit there and suffer? Like,
Oh,
what do
no.
you do? Do you put it
What
out
did.
of its misery? Do you like
Oh, my
what do you
God.
do?" Cuz we were not
Yeah.
prepared. And it was literally a fetus.
Oh, my God, Dowdy. Oh, my God.
It was horrible.
Yeah, that's. So what did you do? Did
I
you?
actually have no idea. I made it his problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
I probably would have just walked away and just let it. I mean, it's nature, right? There's nothing. I can't kill anything except for scorpions and spiders and things like that.
yeah,
And
yeah, like a
yeah,
fly, no problem.
right,
But a
right.
baby fetus?
He's the wolf and snort. You find a wildfire and you cook it. Oh my God, that's nasty. Um, Yeah, I just that's the only thing about being out there is now that, everything springtime, everything comes out, right? The snakes, the scorpions, and I told you, we talk offline all the
Yeah.
time, and I told you we do spray.
Yeah.
We actually when we built the house, we did this membrane, this like
Oh,
rubber like membrane around the bottom of the house
oh,
when we were built, yeah, underneath the sheetrock, so that
yeah,
nothing could come through. So
gotcha.
that was another brilliant idea of my husband. He found this product, and it actually is a membrane that goes around the house, and then you put your sheetrock up, and then there, it prevents anything from coming into the house. Although, you still get the occasional,
Mhm.
lizard. And
Yeah.
now this is the third little baby scorpion that I've killed. So, but when we first got the house, there were massive scorpions,
Oh man,
and
yeah.
they were huge. And I have, like I said, my photo album has all of this really cool, insects and stuff
Yeah.
that the desert, only you can find in the desert. It's really cool
Yeah.
stuff. So, um, but yeah, it was an experience, and I know you're going through a lot of it too. So, now you did sheetrock in your shed, right? Did you sheetrock your shed?
I did drywall, yeah.
Okay, okay. So you're able, like, I can see in the background that you have your shelves and things like that. And yeah, now your electricity is off your generator. So your
I'm
lights,
running my shed off my generator and
okay.
my mom's shed off of solar.
Oh, you got the solar.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So what are they, like small panels? Like what are they, what kind of,
It's only 400 watts right now,
got it.
but my inverter is only 700 watts. So I have a really hard, like, I can't run a microwave off 700 watts. I can't run
Yeah.
really
Okay.
anything so much off that. So I'm going to have to
Yes.
upgrade it to like a 3000 watt
Yeah.
and then maybe wire into my shed.
Got it. Okay. So you don't really even have an electric bill. Like you don't, because you're not on a
Propane is my
grid.
electric bill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, we were going to do the solar thing too. And then we were found out it was just not even, you still have your electric bill. You still have, it was just not worth, it was just not worth that. So we decided, not to do it. And I'm glad we didn't. But I really am happy that we got the generator.
Yeah.
I was really nervous. We do have a lot because the winds are so high and heavy there. They can go up to 70 miles an hour and everything cuts out. So we have lost, we do lose the power often. It happens
Yeah.
often. So it does come on, after, hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but we do lose, power and things like that. So it
Mhm.
is, it's definitely, um, off grid. It really is, even though we're connected to the grid now. I still consider, all of that off grid. And to be honest, I have a really nice kitchen, but I still do a lot of the cooking outside. I still do. I still do a lot of, the grilling, and I really don't
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff. Like this morning we had bacon and eggs, so I did that in the kitchen. But like for lunch and stuff, I still do a lot of the cooking off, outside
Yeah.
and things like that. We like that, and we like our fires at night. So my husband will still do the hot dogs over the fire if he's
Yeah.
hungry or whatever. So we still do that. Do you have a place where you can have like an outdoor fire? Like, do you ever do, like,
Not
you're having?
really.
Okay,
I
okay,
mean, I got the trash thing if you want to stick a hot dog while the trash is
uh,
burning, but I
I
don't
see.
know that I would recommend that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We have like one of those little fire pits that we
Yeah,
got,
I need to
and
make one of those.
yeah, they're really good. It's just the cost of wood is insane. The cost of wood is really expensive. So if you're off grid,
Do you
and
have to have that delivered then?
yes,
Mm,
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
that's not
So
cheap. Yeah.
that's another, yeah, it was really, we got, I think, 2 cords of wood, and it was like $1,400. It was a lot. Yes, it was $1,400. Yeah, yeah, I know.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah. And so we got it when we first, it lasts us, so we have a very little bit of it left. And we bought it back in May of last year. So 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah. And we
Holy
have just,
shite.
yeah, it's very expensive, extremely.
It's like
And
a
it's not,
couple $100 for a cord up here.
yeah, yes, yeah. That's why we don't. We used to do fires constantly. Like it just
Wow.
like this year was it spiked. Like we didn't pay that price years ago.
Yeah.
But this year, when we got the wood, the cost spiked
Yeah.
so high that now we don't have a lot of fires anymore. Like we used to be out there every
I
night.
wouldn't either at that price.
Yes, yeah. So it's very costly. So, but my little guy, he loves the fires. Like he'll run around. And we used to, when we first got that, he used to love the fire, so we would have one every night and just hang out outside, and the skies are gorgeous and all that.
Yeah.
But we can't. It's too
Yeah.
costly, and everything is so costly right now. So,
Yeah.
we still we have the fires, here and there. We get hardwood. Yes, we get ours. 2 hours away. Yeah, the guy is 2 hours away. Grilling is easier outside. Yeah, so that's another reason why I hate the cleanup of cooking. So that's why I do a lot of grilling outside still. I do love to cook. I love to bake. Like I love to bake. I'm a really good, I like to bake. So that's what I use the kitchen a lot for. I did a live over the holiday, over Thanksgiving, and I had the camera in the kitchen, and so everybody, saw me baking. And I made a raspberry. I actually have pictures of it on my post on my page, like
Yeah.
there's pictures, yeah, of what I baked and stuff like that. So, I still enjoyed that, but I really do fan of you, no
Aw,
doubty, proud of you, really
thank
respect it.
you.
Ah, nice, nice.
Right?
Yeah, very good channel, and she's doing great, and that's awesome. I love that. That is really good. Yeah, you definitely, I mean, you definitely did your thing and you made it work, and it's not easy. It's rough. And you had it a lot rougher than, what we did. Even though, we had a roof over our head, but it was not livable, and it was, I wouldn't we stayed in these shabby motels because I couldn't stand the smell of
Yeah.
the fights and stuff like that. But you definitely did your thing, and you're moving right along, and it's really impressive. And that's our last episode, or the one before that, we talked about that nitty gritty. So
Yeah.
I want to read a comment that someone
Oh,
left.
right. Yes.
Yeah, so let me this is one of my followers. So they watched the episode, last week's episode, episode
Okay.
5. Okay, so the comment is, loved this conversation on the challenge of off-grid life. It's so refreshing to see creators sharing the nitty gritty instead of just the highlights. How do you both manage and balance the workload while still finding time for yourselves? So that was very sweet. And it's from Yoga with Goga. And his channel, he does a lot of I have a neck injury, so I can't do a lot of physical exercise. So I do a lot of his yoga, and he has some really good videos. And that's kind of what I do to kind of, keep, because I'm getting older, and I, can, you just, when you
Yeah.
get old, everything just goes to so
Yeah.
when I can, I try to, do some of his videos, and they're challenging. And but that was a comment he left, and I
That was
thought
sweet.
yeah, it was very, very nice, and I was really proud of that. It's rough, but it's also the most. It's the best thing. Like I would never, and I know you would never change it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you, like he was saying, or like I was saying, you have to make a decision. Do I want to spend an hour washing dishes
Yeah,
and wasting water, or use
yeah.
paper plates?
Right, right. Just like in that. Yes, yes, right. And the cost of water. And you need to, yeah, exactly. And we still go with the flow, best type of plan. Yes, definitely. Absolutely. And that's what we did. We learned as we went. And that's what you do. And
Yeah.
I wish I was a YouTuber back then, because
Yeah.
I I had so much to share, like
Yeah.
there was a time where we didn't have walls. Like we
Yeah.
had just tarps around the house. and this storm came in and ripped the tarp off the house, and there was just rain. It was crazy,
That's
crazy,
so
and there's us out there in this pelting
yeah.
rainstorm, like hammering up
But
the,
that's what you
the
gotta do when
oh my God, the stuff we went through and the memories that we have of, you know, just homesteading and starting this homestead in the middle of nowhere and no neighbors, there's just nobody to, we are so off grid that we don't have. Do you have services? Do you have, like, if you call 911, do you have police? Do you have
okay,
anything
wanna
like
hear a funny story about that?
Sure.
Okay. So the day that my son and I got into like a wrestling match, my mom calls 911. So if anyone wants to FOIA that 911 phone call, I would love to hear it because my mom was freaking out. She was like, oh my God, my grandson and my daughter, and they're just like rumbling, right? And so the cops or the 911 was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then eventually a cop called like an hour later and they were like, so is everything good now? I don't,
Oh
I
my God.
I don't want to drive all the way out here because I am at the tippity edge of the county. So they have
Yes.
to drive an hour and a half. The
Oh my
cops,
God.
right?
Oh
They
my
don't want
God.
to drive an hour and a half here
For nothing.
and an hour and a half back.
Yeah. 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 See, they won't even, we don't have, there's no,
Yeah.
fire, there's no ambulance, there's no police, and that's why we did the whole surveillance thing on our property, and we have a lot of protection. We bought a lot of pews out, as you call it. That's the term I use now all the time. And so we had to do that because at
Yeah.
the time there was a lot of sketchy things going on until the feds came in and cleaned out the area. It was pretty scary living out there when we first, and we had no idea, um,
Yeah.
what was going
It's not like
on.
the
And
real estate agent was like, hey, by the
that's
way,
right. That's right. And that would have been helpful to know, but that wasn't the case. So we immediately did the surveillance thing, and then we, got ourselves some protection. And it's really cool because we're so far out there that we target practice all the time. Like,
yes.
it's great. It's great because we actually, there's there's an ex-military guy that we go to. He has a shop in 29. It's Yucca Valley, actually, and we go to him specifically. And he, was in the military for, he's retired, and he has this great shop, and we're really good friends with him, and he gives us really good deals. So, we get a lot of stuff from him, and it's great that he's like, I would love to come out, come out to your area and, target practice with you. But we bought a lot of our targets from him, and we just go to town. And we don't do it as much anymore, again, because the cost of ammo right now is
Oh my God,
insane.
I know.
It is insane. It is really insane. So,
That and I don't have a California real ID yet.
oh no, really?
No,
But
I
you're
haven't gotten
military.
one.
But
What you got to show like a birth certificate and a
yeah,
passport and an ID,
yeah. But
and I just don't know where any of that is since I've moved.
yeah, yes, yeah. No, I get you. And that's one of the things we did. Now that you talk about that, that's one of the things we did when we put everything in a safe. All that stuff, because we knew we were gonna, and everything that is, that's a good, yeah, that would have been a good help for you. We put all our passports and documents and things like that in a safe, and then, when we moved up there, we had it all situated. But you're in the military. They won't take that. They won't take your. No, okay. Yeah, see, I don't know yeah, okay. Oh man, that's gonna be, yeah. So you can't
I know.
even, I know being in the military, obviously you're a good shot. So so you can't even, yeah, you can't buy
I
anything,
know. I
right?
can't buy a pew
Yeah.
pew. I can't
Yes.
buy ammo.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't nothing
Yeah. Yeah.
until I
Yeah.
get
You
that
got
damn ID.
Yeah, you got to get that. You got to get that. So, I think so. In order now, I was looking for my birth certificate because I don't have one either, and I went online to find out it's $300 to get your yes, Marsha. It's $300. So I said,
What?
I can't do that. So I was fortunate enough that my passport was still, it hadn't expired yet. So I was able to use the passport, and that got me my real ID. And yeah, so that's what I did. Yeah. So I was lucky enough,
Man.
but yeah. So you gotta get that. You definitely got to get that because you're out there by yourself, but you do have a neighbor that you're close with. So
Yeah, I
did
have a
they look?
couple of neighbors. And it
Yeah,
was so
yeah.
cute because all three of my neighbors had birthdays in like the same week. So it was
Oh,
like
really?
neighbor one, neighbor two, neighbor three. I'm like, I can't eat that many cupcakes in one
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
guys. Right?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're all together, and then you don't have to
Yeah.
deal with it.
Next year, we're just going to do this
What?
is your month birthday.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, I want to take a trip out to your place and spend some time. I really want to
Well,
hang
I
out
told you
and
my daughter's coming.
yes,
I
I'm
haven't told
really.
anyone else.
Oh, I am so happy for
Breaking
you.
news.
Yes, I'm so happy. So
No.
today she'll be there today.
Well, like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, today.
Okay, okay, yeah. So Sacramento, and then
Yeah,
yeah, that is awesome. That's
I
so
know.
awesome.
I'm so
So is she gonna
excited.
stay in your shed? Like I know you have two sheds.
I don't really
Okay, yeah,
know. We haven't really
yeah,
figured any of that out.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
kind of like I want to come visit, and then it was like
Yes,
I'm on my way to
I'm
visit.
coming. At least that I mean that's good. That is really
Yeah,
good. I'm really happy for you because
I
I
haven't seen her
know.
in 6 months.
Yes, yeah. I haven't seen my daughter either in a long, long time. It's
Oh,
been years. It's been
I
we
hate it.
FaceTime. Yeah, we only FaceTime, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen my grandson. And it's really hard when you live in different states and things like that. I'm happy for you. Let's see some of the chats. I was able to get an official birth certificate for $40.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say like
Elizabeth.
$40 is what I remember
Oh,
paying,
I,
and
I,
I live in
I.
California. Well, my birth
It's
certificate came out of Arizona.
Do you know, Elizabeth, what is the website then? Because I went to, you got to bring a bow and arrow. There's a good, to the gunfight. That's a good thing to have is a bow and arrow. But I wonder what
I'll
website.
be
I
right
went to
back.
the, okay, yeah, yeah. I would love to know because it said $300 for a birth certificate. And I was like, maybe I went to a wrong, a website that was not correct. Or I always talk about how important family is when yes, yeah. It's definitely hard not to, you know, my daughter and I were really, really close when we were, living both in Massachusetts. I'm originally from Boston, New York, the East Coast. So, and she's back in Massachusetts. I went to visit 2 years ago, and I went to see my grandson, and I stayed with them for a week, and it was really nice. But it's super hard. She'll be 41 years old this year. So and I have a grandson. He's 6 years old, and he's autistic, so it's really hard for me not to be there to help her with him. So I was born in Maricopa
Oh, that was
County.
me.
Okay, okay. I was like, I
Yeah.
was born in Tucson.
Yeah.
Okay. I always love it when Marsha includes her son to see family grow together. Yes, it is. It did. You ever? I wish, like I said, I was a YouTuber at the time because it's really fun to watch you. It
You
is
have to
fun.
understand where my son came from, though. Like, my son's 25, right? He has a
Yeah,
girlfriend in Sacramento,
yeah,
and he's struggling. He can't get his own place. So he was like forced to go with me. It was either
yeah.
move with me or be homeless.
I see.
And so he was very upset for the first couple of months living here, like just like so angry at me.
Oh, oh,
But now that he's been hanging out with Victor and Postman Steve and like learning all the skills, he has totally changed. He is
oh.
all about community now. He's all about like building this up to make it beautiful. Like it
Nice.
just kind of clicked. And it
Yeah,
was
see,
so beautiful to
yeah.
see and experience.
Yeah, that is a special thing. That is definitely a special thing. And to watch it, to watch it happen, on your channel is just another, we all want to, like our last episode, we talked about, some of these channels only show the good of homesteading, how, but there's a whole nother side that is a struggle, and
Especially
financially
living
it's,
with family, you know what I mean?
yes,
Like the family
yes,
dynamics and
yes,
oh,
yes, yeah,
but
yeah.
I
So
am so proud of him. So
yeah,
freaking proud of him.
yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. I wish my daughter was closer. I think she would absolutely love, where, I mean, she's been to the house. So when we first got the house, she was with me in California for like a month. She came to visit. And this is before she had her son, because her son just turned 6, and my grandson. And so before she had the baby, she was here, and she came for a long, she stayed with us for a while, and she loved the desert. We had such a great time, and the fires and all that stuff. So, but it's hard not to, my grandson is, he's a different type of, there's a special name for his autism, and because he hasn't spoken. So it's called
Oh,
like a speechless
yeah.
autism, like a type
Okay.
of, it's a different type of
Nonverbal.
autism. Yeah. So it's kind of sad because he's 6 years old, and he's the sweetest little thing, and he's the cutest little
How do you
thing.
communicate with him?
So it's really hard. It's hard because you hug him, he'll hug
Right?
and kiss,
So
and
affected. Okay.
yes, yes, he'll try his hardest. He'll try. You could see him. He's in all kinds of therapy. She has him in everything possible
Like he
to.
wants to speak.
Yes, yes, it just hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
Okay.
So he can make sounds and things like that. But he is a very sweet little boy. And I just worry about the future for him because the world is so cold and so, just so, so
Yeah.
it's just, I hope he doesn't have a tough time, growing up in this world. You haven't done sign language.
I feel
That's a
like,
good, yeah, that's a good idea,
yeah,
actually. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great idea. He's becoming a good man. You can see it. Yes. Uh, I remember at the beginning he was gonna leave back to.
Talking about my son. Yeah. My
Yeah,
son
yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
ready to just like be gone and out within 2 months. And now he's like,
Yeah.
now
Love
he's
it.
wearing cowboy boots. Now he has 550 cord for a belt.
All right. That's
Now
awesome.
he's out like so
That's
different. He
yeah.
is just such a different kid that
Yeah.
started here to where he is now.
Yeah,
He's
that's awesome.
finally embracing it, and it's just like
Yeah.
making my heart so warm.
Yeah, I would be so proud too. I would definitely, because that's a huge shift, right? That's a huge shift. You were in the city, big
Yeah, but
city,
he
and that's
needed
just a
this.
huge,
He needed
yeah,
this so bad. He needed to get away.
yeah,
He needed this
yeah,
for
yeah.
his
That is
own
that.
mental health. Like I was actually worried for a time
Hmm.
being that
Hmm.
he might try to,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Oh, the poor thing.
yeah.
That's rough. That's
And
that's really
it
rough.
was kind of one of those like, nope, we're just gonna move then. Like that's not
Yes.
even an option.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's it's really. I'd be really proud too of that, because
man.
that's a growth. That's growing into manhood, and he's getting that experience of life that not a lot of kids would
I
get,
know.
yeah, at all. So he's learning a whole nother set of skills that are going to be necessary, I think, in the world that we're getting into. It's looking pretty dark, and I hope it doesn't get to that extent. But hello everyone. Hey there, David. How are you?
Yeah,
Welcome. Thank you for joining. So yeah, we totally got off topic, but
I did.
yes, it happens. Podcasts, we always, go off topic a little bit, but, um, the cooking thing, you really don't have to sacrifice when you're off grid. You could still cook the really good stuff, and there's ways to do it, and ways to store things. And obviously you figured it out, and I did what I had to do, and it's just a little bit more work. That's
It's
it.
just different.
Yeah, it's just
Like
different.
I'm not putting dishes in the dishwasher.
Yes, 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 right,
It's just
right.
different.
Yes, yeah. And that's funny you say that, because when we built the house, we had this special kitchen put in. It's custom. Everything in that kitchen is custom. We didn't, we went to a distributor and had all custom everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't use the dishwasher. Like we use paper plates, and we did that whole thing.
Because
Off
who wants
grid.
to do dishes?
Yes, 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 yeah. I just, I'm done with that. Yes, it is. My son is 4. I got us a cabin in Amish.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so addicted to Amish people.
yes. We are one of the few people with a car. It's so good for him to see the resilience of a human.
Yes.
Good job with your son.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, that is, yeah. It is,
It's a process.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it is.
I raised that man, right? Like I know
Yes.
Descartes, and I
Yes.
knew he was throwing a fit, and I knew he was going to get over it.
Yes, yeah,
We just had
yeah.
to wait that out a little.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and he grew into it, and that's really really
Yeah.
good.
And now I
Um,
have my daughter coming, and
I
hopefully
know.
she grows into it.
Yes, I think she will. I think she's gonna. I think
Girl,
she'll
she
get
is so
ready.
much funnier than I am. She is
Ah,
my
oh, God.
mini me 20 times funnier.
Okay, well, we'll have her on. Will she do a YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely do a YouTube with her on this podcast. So, but yeah, so I think we discussed pretty much everything regarding off grid cooking, and the tools you need and how to do storage and things like that. Is there anything else that you want to add to that?
No, I'm ready to go.
Okay, yes. It's been, yeah, it's like almost 2 hours, so it's been a good chat. I love you so much, and I'm
I
so
love you.
glad we connected. And I love this podcast, and I can't wait till next week. So we'll have another topic next week, and I'll call
We don't
you
know what
after
it
this.
is yet.
No, no, and we'll discuss that after this. But everyone, thank you for joining, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. And bye, honey. I'll
Bye.
see you
Thank you.
later.
Love
Thank
you
you. Bye,
all.
everyone. Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Homestead Junkies. I'm Desert.
And I'm no doubty.
And this week's topic is really interesting. It's actually maybe a little bit of a continuation of last week. And the topic is expectations of the reality of life versus homesteading. I thought that this was a really good topic to follow up from last week. We're going to be getting honest in this episode about the expectations of living off grid or homesteading versus the reality of living off grid and homesteading. Are you ready, Dodie?
I'm so ready for this conversation.
Okay. I know this topic will help all of us learn a few things from you because this episode, in my opinion, kind of focuses on your situation. It's people rarely mention the struggle of the gap, meaning the disconnect between the dream you had to live off grid and homestead versus the reality of the daily chores and constant surprises. No one really talks about that, that gap between the dream and the reality. So, um, and it's really the space where your expectations meet the actual. Do you agree with that? The comment that.
Oh yeah, like if you think about it, look at all the videos that you see on homesteading. No one's showing you the trash pile, but the reality is every single homestead has a trash pile.
Yes.
So, Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's exactly what it is, and that actually is mentioned further on in this in our topic. So you already knew where we were going with this. So the gap is often much bigger than and more physically demanding. People start their journey looking for peace and freedom, only to realize that they're now answering to a whole new set of rules, like the weather, the constant maintenance of your property, what happens if your equipment breaks, or what happens if your generator dies, what happens if your communication doesn't work. What if your car breaks down? What happens if you really get sick or if you get injured? Who are you going to rely on for help? And what are your options to get help? Have you, when you drove up on your land that day, what were did you think about these things?
No.
Okay.
No, I was so naive. No, I thought I was going to drive up here with my mom and my son, and we were just going to knock this out, just the three of us. We didn't need help. We were going to do this. And then the reality is all these neighbors started showing up and were like helpful and knowledgeable and experienced. And I'm like, thank God, because
yes.
There's no way I would have made it through winter this season had it not been for my local neighbors.
Okay. Yeah. See, and that's the topic. That's the gap between what your expectation was and what the actual reality of it was. So, so I'm gonna share this video. It's a really good video, and it's about this girl, and she talks about some of the scenarios that we talk about, and it's from the channel called Blue Sky Sanctuary, and she lives off grid in Mexico on the Baja Peninsula. It's gorgeous there. It's gorgeous. It looks like she lives on the beach, but while she enjoys the perks of living off grid. Now, this is her little comment underneath her video. While I enjoyed the perks of living off grid, a few recent setbacks have brought me back to reality. So in this video, she talks about the tougher side of the lifestyle, handling the water issues, the emotional toll of isolation, and the daily grind of preparing for the hurricane season. So let's get into that video.
Let's hear it.
So fresh off the heels of my last video where I was sharing just how luxurious and comfortable off-grid life can be, I got my butt handed to me. The challenges began about 10 days ago when I was sleeping in my cozy tent and I got bit by what I assume was a spider right under my arm. I'm going to put some pictures on the screen so that you don't think I'm just being a drama queen here. It was pretty intense.
Okay, I am terrified of this scenario.
About you.
Yeah. It just takes I mean, oh my God.
The snakes, even like it's
Right.
snake season right now, like I am petrified going outside right now, like even because my dog got bit around this time of year.
Oh,
And it's mating season for them. I learned so much after that happened. Like I did so much research, and like that, look at that.
Yeah.
Like and I don't think she, like, we'll get into the video, but
Does
I
it
don't
say
think
how far away she is from like medical care?
she didn't say, but she does say across the screen that she did get antibiotics.
Okay.
So let's see what happens to her. But when I saw this, I was like, and she looks really young. First of all, I'm not sure if she's by herself, and I'm not sure if she's living on the beach. And I don't know how legal, like that's Mexico. How do you get into Mexico? Like,
Yeah.
because you cannot own land in Mexico. You can buy and rent. You
Slap
can,
City kind of thing.
yeah, you cannot physically own land in Mexico. Americans cannot. They can buy like if you want to buy a house, but you don't own anything. You don't own the land or anything. You just pay your mortgage and so I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have to watch more of her stuff, but let's go into the video.
Okay.
Extremely painful. I did go to the clinic and talk to the doctor there, but since in the first 24 hours I wasn't throwing up and I wasn't passing out, she said I should be fine. And I am. But the challenge came mostly with the fact that when you're living off grid, like I am here, you don't get to call in sick. Everything that needs to be done, whether you've got a sting under your arm or you're sick, you're not feeling well, you've got a headache, it doesn't matter. Things still have to be done. So that's kind of challenge number one. No calling in sick when you're living off grid. Basically, I have to water everything here. Now it's summer, so everything needs to be watered every day. So my morning is at least an hour of walking around with buckets and hand watering everything.
Does she say where she gets her water from?
I don't know. I didn't listen through the whole entire thing. I'm not sure. I'm curious to find out
It's
where
windy
she gets.
there too.
Yes, and that's another thing she has to deal with, and that's why she's kind of like prepping for the hurricane season. And she says that she's like, I'm trying to prep for the hurricane season. So
Yeah, the wind was one of my I did not expect or plan or even think about wind as an issue before moving up here. Not until I got here and I'm like, oh wow, the wind is really bad here.
Same with me when I went to the desert, and we'll talk about our experiences because I had to deal with the climates. Like I had no idea like what it was going to be like, and I have a couple of stories. If we have time to get into them, we can share our experiences. But this girl, I don't know. I wanted to watch more of her channel. I just didn't have time to.
Okay.
So. Yeah. Okay. So we can start. Let's start again.
Had I done things differently, yes, I could probably have water lines set up here, but sending water through the water lines takes power. And the morning is not when the solar system's at its strongest. So it's not really when I want to have that expenditure of energy from the.
So she said her system drains overnight. Like what is she running overnight?
It'll be interesting to see because I don't know. This is as far as I really got with the video because I was, trying to get this all together. So, but the first few, minutes of watching it, I was like, I know this is going to be related really good to what we're going to be talking about. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see.
Yeah.
And it looks, if you look at what she has now it does go into a house area. So the further you go into the video, there is some sort of like shelter.
So not just a tent.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
Solar system. That's one of the reasons I just keep watering by hand. Also, I don't have the resources right now to set up all of the lines. And so it's just me with my buckets. Typically, it is a great way to start the day. It's great for your health to walk with balanced weight in your hands. And normally it's not a problem, but this past 10 days or so working with this pain under my arm, it's been really difficult. On top of that, I had a worker who's a friend who was coming to help me get the property more ready for summer. And I didn't want to rain check on him. It might have been another week or two before we'd be able to schedule a day to work together again. So the day after this sting, I was out here working in the heat and, you know, sweating and having the friction on the bite.
You know, my neighbors, Chris and Brooke, when they moved onto land, just like I did, raw land, and they did it during winter, and they were outside in the middle of winter installing their cast iron stove. Like, it doesn't matter what the weather is. You're out there working. It doesn't matter if you have a bite under your armpit. You got to get things done.
Right. And that's why I was asking, what happens if you get sick?
Yeah.
What happens if you break your arm, your leg, your this? What happens in that case? Because like she said, you cannot, there is no not doing your chores for the day. There's no not, getting things done. So,
it would be like if you're homesick in the city and your dog still needs to eat.
Yes.
You just like, I'm not going to feed my dog today because I don't feel like it. I'm sick. No.
Right.
You get up and feed them.
Yes. Yeah. So that was the thing. That's why I was like, what happens when things like this happen? So
just brought a taste of hurricane season here, which is basically like having a hairdryer blowing in your face. It's a really, really strong, really, really hot wind. And at the same time, I was having some personal issues. So I came out in the afternoon and it was just, the wind was whipping and it was hot.
Hold on, can we just talk about personal issues? Because I'm sorry, all the men listeners right now, but some of us still have a monthly cycle.
Yes.
And that is like just a whole different thing to deal with out here.
Yes. And she does talk about the emotional toll that happens, on her. And she does talk about the isolation sometimes, even though she loves it, but these things, they come up. I mean, it comes up. So she does talk about that in the video, but you're damn right about that. Like it's rough. It's rough for a woman, and you're by yourself. I didn't see anyone else with her. She may have helpers. It does look like she has some sort of house that she did build, some sort of type of thing. But let's get back into that. You could see in the back there's some sort of housing that she did build, and I'm sure she had some help.
The trees all along here. There's just this beautiful patch of green, but it really mentally kicked my ass because I have conserved so much water here over the years that I've been here, and I love doing it, and it's so satisfying. And in one kind of absent-minded, emotionally distraught, irritated, overwhelmed by the heat and the storm moment, all of my efforts went to waste. I literally dumped about 5,000 liters of water into the earth, and at least the plants are appreciating it and they've come to life, and it is beautiful, but it was a hard one for me. I also kind of think I jinxed myself in a previous video. I mentioned how I've never left the water on, which was true. And after I said that, and after I shared it on the channel, I thought maybe I shouldn't have said that. If you're really absent-minded, you could run into a good bit of trouble. You leave the water running, you can find yourself without water. And neither of these things have happened to me, and I've been here off-grid for 3 years. And I don't think it will happen. I think that might be something that would be a bit of an initiation. It would happen at the beginning. And
I am so absent-minded, airheaded, cannot focus on like one thing that I fully know that I'm going to end up doing this one day. Or like, I'll start the fire outside to burn the trash, totally forget that it's going and go do something else.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to multitask, and sometimes you just can't.
Yes, there is so much to do that I would be in the same situation. I mean, anybody would, because there is so much to do
Yeah.
that it slips your mind. Oh yeah, I forgot I need to do this, and oh yeah,
Or,
I forgot to,
sorry, but I was going to
yeah.
say, like today, where
Mhm.
I had this whole plan of what I was going to do today, and then all of a sudden the chickens got loose and are out here running around, and I'm like, well, there
Oh,
goes all the plans, right? Like,
oh,
this is what we're going to focus on today. So it's just
yeah.
like one of those, like, I could have had the trash burning and then the chickens loose, and like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then all hell breaks loose and it's a
Mhm.
crazy day. Yeah. And then, after that, I mean, you're exhausted. It's late in the day. Yeah, it's just, I thought of you when I saw this video, because I feel like her situation was almost similar, except she's on a beach and whatever. But let's get back into the video.
Yeah.
So for my final complaint, I thought we'd come inside because we're going to be looking at the solar charge controller. And you know how people talk about first world problems? I am going to acknowledge that this is a first world problem, off-grid problem. And it relates to the solar system, which I was speaking so highly of last week, and I still stand by it. I love my solar system. It works really, really well. It powers my air conditioning all day. But the reality is that starting around this time, around 4:30 in the afternoon in the summer here, I become a prisoner in my own house. The reason being, the power that the panels are pulling in is less than the power that the AC takes. That means I can't go out for an hour or two at this time of day, or I'm going to come home to the battery being way lower than I'm comfortable with, or I'm going to come home to the house being way hotter than I'm comfortable with.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like she suffers. Like she suffers. But I mean, it looks like she has a really cute place. Like this is the actual house. And it looks like she has air conditioning, which is good.
Yeah, I don't even have that.
Yeah, right. So let's
especially considering I have an old dog that lives in the house. So this is a compromise that I need to make every day during the hot season here. So let me take you over to the charge controller and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So basically, here's the charge controller, and you can see that the panels are taking in 805 watts, give or take. The battery is now at 93%, and the total power consumption of the house is about 1,000 watts. So we're a couple hundred watts short of what we need. And so the battery will continue to drop bit by bit over the next couple hours if I don't turn the AC off. So from basically 4 till 6 in the afternoon, every day during the hot season, I need to stay here and keep an eye on the solar system and just turn my AC on and off to hit the sweet spot where the house is cool enough, but the battery has enough power in it that I'm comfortable going into the night.
Okay.
And it's a
Or she could just buy more solar panels.
Or she could, because now that I'm watching this, it looks like she has money. Like it looks like she has
800 watts of solar is not cheap.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's got a battery, or get another battery bank or a battery.
Yes.
Why aren't you upgrading so we don't have to do that?
Right. And then she says, I have many neighbors who are living way more hardcore off-grid than I am. I hope to interview them on the channel in the future. I'm going to start following her because I really like her channel. Yeah, she's really, really good. But she definitely has some sort of money that if you don't, it's like she said, there's a lot more people living hardcore off-grid.
Girl, you want to talk about reality? You want to know how much money I have left over? It is April 8th, okay? 8 days into the month of April. You know how much money I have left over in my budget to buy things to grow my homestead?
What?
0.
Yeah. And
I can buy things to expand my homestead, or I can eat.
Yeah. I know. It's rough. And that's why there's a difference between people who actually have a little bit of money versus people who are living, paycheck to paycheck, which I am. I'm one of those people that are living paycheck to paycheck. So, so it's interesting. It looks like she has a really cute place, and she fixed it out nice, but it definitely takes some sort of money. And that panel that she had inside, I thought was really interesting. That was the first time I had seen one of those. Now, I have a weather station, and we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a panel like that inside our house that shows us the humidity and the winds and when they're coming and the temperatures, and so it's really cool. But that was interesting to see. Okay, so let's just see what else she has to say.
Compromise that I'm willing to make, but it also felt like something that is worth sharing on this video where I'm talking about some of the challenges that I face living off grid.
So to finish off this video, I'm seeking shelter under my sunshades. Thank you for listening to me vent about my challenges living off grid, from the physical to the emotional.
Do you know what the weather is typically like? I have no idea. Like for that area, is it 115 or what is it?
Yeah, it's about the same temperature as where we are, like 100, 108, 110. Yeah. And the only difference is that they're on a hurricane. They're in the hurricane zone. So they have to deal.
Right.
We think we have it bad with the winds that we have.
Yeah.
It doesn't even compare to what she has to deal with. So, like I said, I'm going to go back to her channel because I think she has videos of that hurricane that she was talking about. So, we think we have it bad, and we have 50-mile-an-hour wind sometimes, and it's really bad. But
I heard out here where I'm at, most of my local neighbors are telling me it gets in the 90s, but never really over that.
Yeah, you're lucky. That's good.
Right?
Yeah, you're really lucky because it has gotten to 125 degrees, and I have pictures of it, of the temperature. So
it was 130 when I was in Iraq, and you're in full battle rattle.
Oh, I can't even imagine, Dowdy, you doing that.
I can't imagine what you were doing out there at 120 degrees.
Yeah, I can't. And that's why they train the Marines there, because that facility is like being in the Middle East.
Exactly.
The same terrain.
Yep.
So I live in that terrain, and it is, in the summer, we don't go out. So we go out early morning, 6:30 in the morning, and then we come in at 9. And then from 9 to like 8 o'clock at night, we can't really go out.
So kind of like her, where she's saying she's stuck inside the house for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
But that's not something most people are going to show you on YouTube.
No, and that's why I like this video, because the topic is, your expectations versus what the reality is of living off grid. And
she said she's been there a couple of years already.
2022, she said, yes. Yeah. So, so she's doing it, and and no one does talk about it. So that's why I thought this video was really good. And it fit right into this topic, because she is actually talking about, what she's going through, her heartaches, her spider bites, her, everything that has happened to her. So let's see what else she has to say. She's almost done her video. I think there's a couple more minutes left.
And mental to the first world problems that I just described. And just to complete the circle entirely, the mundane challenges that I've been facing recently, they're kind of associated with summer off-grid in Mexico. They would be dealing with my generator. I'm using that a few days a week when it's overwhelmingly humid, and I just need to run the AC even more than my solar system will allow. And other mundane things, dealing with mosquitoes, whether that's in my house because my windows and doors are open so often, or it's in my tent because they all just hover outside the tent because they can smell the fresh blood in there. And as soon as you open the door, 3 mosquitoes come zipping in. So they steal my sleep on a regular basis. That's a challenge. And last but not least, the sun shriveling my plants. No matter how much water I give them, they just get cooked. So basically for the next month or two, I'm not going to start anything new. I am starting baby tomato plants from seed, but I'm probably going to have them in the house because I put some babies into the earth here and I sprayed them.
I was going to say, that's interesting. She said that about the sun kind of roasting her plants, because I was talking to Postman Steve and I was talking to someone, and they had like this old fashioned farm equipment that they put dirt in and put plants in. but it was metal, and it
Oh.
got so hot during summer, it killed
Oh.
all the
Oh.
plants. You know, here you are trying to be creative, trying to
Oh.
recycle everything, and it was, I never once would have thought about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that either.
Yeah.
That's an interesting, yeah, because that would definitely boil all the roots and rot them, and that's not that's awful. That's
Yeah.
So okay,
I got a
let's
joke
just
for you.
You what?
I have a joke for you.
Oh, okay.
When's the best time to plant an apple tree?
Oh God. I don't know when.
Yesterday. Okay, back to the video.
Good one. That was a good one. Okay.
So
back
fresh
to
off the heels of my last video where I was sharing
right,
just
let's
how
go back.
lunges
She's the
we have to do
way.
it, which often happens here in the summer because everyone's using their air conditioning and it crashes the grid. And the feeds were just going wild in my different WhatsApp groups, people complaining about not having power. And I felt so grateful to have control of my own power supply. Because basically here, the difference between having even a little bit of power and having no power is the difference between day and night. The difference between having a fan and just sitting in this still, humid, wickedly hot air is like, it makes all the difference just to have a little bit of power. And so all these people that are on the grid.
You know, I think the humidity makes a huge difference. I don't know about down where you are, but we don't really have the humidity up here. It's a
dry
very
as hell.
dry heat.
Yeah.
And there is no way I would be able to survive like a humid summer.
I don't know how she does it because
Yeah.
I can't take.
No way.
I can't take the humidity. Years ago, I used to own a timeshare in Cabo San Lucas, and we would go in like July or August, and it was unbearable. Even being like on the resort at the pool, it was just unbearable. The heat and the humidity. It's like Florida. I could never do it. And she talks about the mosquitoes. Do you have mosquitoes on your land?
So bad. Like you see like a thing of mosquitoes over your head. I mean, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't. That's the other thing I love about where I live. So I have scorpions and snakes and, tarantulas, but I don't have anything else. And they're rarely around. So I'm lucky about that. But the mosquitoes when I lived in New England were just, I don't want to swear, but I effing hate mosquitoes. I can't deal with them. I just can't. Okay, let's see how she's going to finish this.
People that are on the grid kind of need a generator if they want to live comfortably through the summer here anyway. So it's like, well, if you're going to have a generator, then maybe just get some solar panels, and the next thing you know, you're living off grid.
So that was our video for today. And did you like it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she mentions a lot of things, just the little things that you don't think about. Like, I'm not used to rattlesnake season, so this is my first being out here with kind of that danger. So it's very hard for me to remember to kick something instead of just lean down and pick it up.
Right.
But it's a learning process. And and she's right. There's a lot of things that people just don't talk about because you know why? It's not going to get you views on Instagram and YouTube.
That's right. They want the fantasy. They want everyone to think that this is and that's what this video is about. It's the reality versus what is actual. Yeah. And yes, it can be, days can be amazing and you can have, you can have it all, you can, but there is another side to this that is just not, it's hard work. You got to depend on yourself. If anything happens to you, there's a lot of things to worry about. And speaking of snakes, and I go out every morning because I know it's snake season now from April till like September. And I take a big rake and I go through my yard because I don't let my dogs out until I go through the yard. And if I see a snake, I'll rake it, I haven't seen one yet, but that's my plan is to
Gotcha.
take and swish it out of the way or whatever. And then we also do have a spray that we do around the house that
Oh, okay.
helps keep the scorpions away and things like that. So,
Have you ever found them in the house?
no, but I do have, if you watch the video that I have when she got bit by the snake, there is 2 photos of when we first bought the house of 2 snakes right outside our front door, right outside on each side of the door, and a tarantula right next to yes. That's the only only one time I've seen that. And the whole entire time we've owned the house, we saw the 2 snakes, and I've never seen them since. And then there was a tarantula with the snake, which I was I just could not believe, because I didn't know that snakes and tarantulas don't fight each other. Like, I don't know the whole, living together, yeah, exactly. So this summer is going to be an experience for you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be worse than winter, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I think that with the mosquitoes. Now we have a fly problem. There's they nest in this big tree that we have right out in front of our front yard, and there's thousands of them. So that's the one thing I hate. And it lasts about 2 months. And
you gotta get some chickens, they'll eat them.
Yeah, I know.
I got 6. You want them?
Yeah. So what is up with your chickens? How come you having such a tough? What is going on?
They're just chickens. I don't think people. Yeah. Another thing about reality versus expectation, like you get a chicken, they're so cute.
Yes, they are.
But then you got to raise them, and you're like, this is worse than a toddler.
Yes.
I watch them 24/7 because they're jumping out of things, they're knocking things over. Like, I've just had them in here for the last 20 minutes. They've already knocked their water over.
Yeah. It is like having kids. Like when I saw them, I was just like, it's a lot of work. That's just a lot, and 6 is a lot. And
we got 40 coming next week. Yeah,
you didn't tell me that. No.
We have 40 more coming next week. So my son is literally right now over at Postman Steve's working with Victor to build an entire chicken coop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need a huge
why did you order 40? I don't know. Postman Steve, why did you do that?
Oh my God, that's insane. That is just it's a lot of work. I mean, there's an extra chore, right? An extra thing you have to worry about every day, an extra thing that you cannot let go. Like, if you're sick and it's too bad. Exactly like she said in the video. There's no taking a sick day. There's no, days off here. But there are, beside, the work and everything, behind is beautiful views, peaceful mornings. There's also, just the sunsets and the sunrises and just the gorgeous scenes. Yeah. And it just, it is gorgeous. So, so that was, our video for the day. And I thought, it was really good. I thought she had a lot of good points, and she wasn't afraid to talk about the bad, because you really don't, like you said, we really don't hear. Everybody talks about how wonderful and easy and great, and they show the after. They don't.
And also a lot of them are like 5, 6, 10 years in.
Yes, right.
We have like everything situated. Yes. I don't know many of the channels, like new YouTube channels that are starting from like day one off grid with zero, nothing. Like there's a few, but most of them that I watch at least are. They've been doing it a while.
Yeah, and that's why I think people are so addicted to your channel, is because you literally pulled out to your land and that was it. And now we're watching you grow, and we're watching you develop and how your strategies and what you're doing, and that's what
to
people
do.
want to see. They want to see the real, and they want to see the good, and that's why I love your channel, is because you show it, you show the bad, you show the good, you have some good humor, and it's a good channel to watch, and that's why
Well, I
I
think
think
you really do need a good sense of humor, because when things go wrong, if you're just going to kind of like blow your lid, this
yes.
lifestyle might not be for you.
It might not be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember the times where we were building the house and we had a tarp against the wall. We didn't have wall. We took all the walls down. And on one side of the house was a tarp that just covered us. And it was just a tarp. And then it was our room.
Right.
And a storm came in, 50-mile-an-hour windstorm, rain felting, and it blew the tarp off. So all the rain was coming in the house. So my husband and I were running outside, nailing the tarp, getting pelted with the rain, and we were so miserable.
Yeah.
We were so miserable that night. And so those are the memories that we have of, starting to live off grid and the rough times. And then the next night we enjoyed a beautiful sunset by the fire. So it's, you get the best of both worlds, but it's not all peaches and cream. It's definitely, you have two sides to it, and it's, you got to think about the expectations, and that's why I was like, when you drove out to your land, as you were driving there, what did you think about? Like, did you already have like plans to have like your shed there and all your other stuff? Like, okay.
No, I had planned on having those 2 carports that I started with, but then they blew away because of the rain that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
So then we went to town. We're like, I guess we'll just get some sheds.
Yes.
And then that took 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We thought it might be a 3-day turnaround, but it was a 2-week turnaround, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So, I mean, it just never goes as quickly or as easily as expected. So you really just got to be okay going with the flow.
Yes, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. You have to have some sort of acceptance that things like this are going to happen.
Right.
It is this is what you chose. Once you learn the elements, now I know the elements that I live in.
Right.
So I am prepared for what's to come. We'll find a good topic for next week. So thank you everyone for joining.
Yes,
thank you, Dowdy. I love you, honey.
I love you.
And we'll see you all next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Really?
So you don't feel isolated.
Just didn't expect this community to come hug me and help me and encourage me. And it was like, wow, I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
It's basically, they want freedom. They want freedom from the rat race. They want their own connection to the land. Like I was reading, and one of them was saying, I want that connection to the land of growing something and seeing it grow and eating it, and having that land connection, and it's just a great feeling. Maybe even like growing herbs on a balcony or something like that. That I would consider that homesteading. Even like I said, making your own clothing and your own drapery, and that's a type of homesteading. And
a lot of people can. They like to do the whole canning thing. Is independence real or just an illusion?
I don't know how to answer that.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm still independent, but yet dependent even out here. I'm dependent on the sun to provide me solar.
Yes. I don't know how I can't.
You're dependent upon your paycheck. from a
Yes.
corporate job.
Yes. And
I'm dependent on the sun. Like, doesn't
right. What's the yes, yes. Great, great analogy, great point. Great that just really good analogy right there because that is your type of dependency and then I have a completely different worse, I think, but
that
because
means
my
we're
health
all dependent on something.
yes, yes,
So
right.
is it an illusion?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Homestead Junkies podcast. I am Desert.
And I am No Doubty.
And this is our first episode of this podcast that we're having. And it's going to be all about homesteading. And I know there's a lot of people, homesteading right now. There's a lot of new channels out there that are homesteading. Dowdy, you have a massive channel of homesteading, so you probably got the most experience out of, anyone I know anyway. But this podcast is going to focus on homesteading. And we did come up with some questions about homesteading. And the first question is, what is homesteading? What do you call homesteading? What do you call homesteading?
Me personally,
Yeah.
It's so hard because I feel like every person has their own definition of what homesteading is, and there is no real definition. So for me personally, it's about just trying to be self-reliant as much as possible on my land.
Okay, I agree with that too. There are a lot of definitions about homesteading. It could be from raising chickens in your backyard or, growing, corn or herbs or anything in your yard. And even like making clothing or, making furniture or making, things like that is a type of homesteading. So, but there are different levels of homesteading, I think, obviously.
Good.
We talk about rural homesteading, we talk about city homesteading, but you had a video that you found, and we're going to go into that scene. That kind of is really, really great video, and she kind of breaks down what the definition of homesteading is. So let's get into that video that you found.
At the 2017 Homesteaders of America conference, Joel Salatin got up on the stage and he told us exactly what a homesteader is. And he defined the word in two different parts, the word home and the word steader. And the word home obviously means you're dwelling, you're building. And the word steader is the opposite of, or the same as, instead, meaning altogether that a homesteader is somebody whose focus is on the home. That's it. And in fact, the Webster's Dictionary doesn't even define homesteader as anything other than someone whose focus is on the home and who has outbuildings. So really, a lot of people who don't have farm animals could be homesteaders.
Super simple explanation, and it makes sense. It totally makes sense. It's focusing on your home, and I thought that was a great definition.
Do you think it's too broad of a definition?
Yeah, because there are so many levels, like I said, of homesteading. Yes, it definitely is. There's definitely more to it than that, I think. But it is focusing on the home. It is definitely, whether that's, where you are out in, in the rural, or where I am in the desert with an actual home that, we built. But yeah, I would say it's a little broad, but she did have a good, thought about what homesteading is. And it sounded like she was at some sort of convention where they were talking about homesteading. So
yeah,
that was a really good video about that. So the next question was, where do you think you can homestead, basically? Do you think homesteading is just for outdoors? Do you think homesteading is just for rural areas? And, do you think homesteading can it be done in the city? Can you homestead in an apartment?
I mean, why can't you? If we're going to go with the definition of homesteading being trying to be self-reliant, you can try and be self-reliant and focus on your home in the city.
I agree.
So I feel like, that's, it's definitely, you might, like you said, have different levels. It might not be out on this 20-acre farm, active, but I feel like even in the city, you can do a version of homesteading.
Yeah, like maybe even like growing herbs on a balcony or something like that. That I would consider that homesteading. Even like I said, making your own clothing and your own drapery, and that's a type of homesteading. And
a lot of people can. They like to do the whole canning thing.
The canning, yes,
that's a skill.
Yes, yeah, I see a lot of videos of that, and their channels are called homesteading channels. So that definitely is a type of homesteading, and you can do that in the city. You can do the canning in the city, so it doesn't have to be on the rural land. So.
And not every homesteader does like canning, and not every homesteader does herbs and I think that's, you got to do what you want and what's going to be useful to you on your homestead.
Yes, correct. Yes, because there's so many different variations of a homestead and what people, want out of it. There was a video that we saw, both of us watched a couple of weeks ago, where they were building like this beautiful house, on 80 acres in Montana somewhere, I think it was. And I don't know if I would call that homesteading, because it was just, they just decided to up and, get out of the city and build this beautiful home. And but they did call their channel homesteading. So, in their mind, I guess they might end up having to grow their own food and things like that. So it could eventually end up, like that. So so back in the day, I did some research, and back in the day, historically, homesteading was a legal term. I had this article that I found. So in the United States, the Homestead Act of 1862 allowed citizens to claim up to 160 acres of surveyed government land. And I can't even imagine having 160 acres of land. I would never leave it.
Yeah.
I would never leave it. But in order to have that land, they made you do a few things. You had to follow these different rules. And one of them was to build your own home there. You had to build your house. And then the other one was to cultivate a farm that you could sell your what you grew. So that was a way to make a profit. And then you had to live there for 5 years. And like I said, I probably would never leave even after the 5 years. But so they did have a homesteading act way back when. Obviously it ended, I don't know when, but that sounded amazing to me. Like 160 acres, you build your house, you build a farm, you sell your whatever you grow, and that was your deal. So, and that's what they call the Homesteading Act of 1862. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
The next question that I thought was really interesting that we kind of talked about was, why do so many people want to homestead right now? Like, that was a question you asked. And that was a good question to integrate into this podcast, because I think more and more people want to homestead because things are so expensive. Like, living is so expensive. I'm not saying homesteading is cheap, because it can get, really, really pricey. But like for me to go to work, it costs money to go to work. Yeah. It costs gas money, clothes, lunch. I mean, the list goes on. Like car payment, car insurance, drive. I mean, it's just, it's expensive to actually physically go to work. So, I think people are tending more towards the homesteading part of it. And that's why I see so many more channels coming out now with homesteading. So what do you think about that? Do you think that's true? Or?
Well, I definitely know that, for me personally, it was a survival type of situation where I just couldn't afford city life anymore. It has just gotten so expensive that even on a $2,000 a month budget, I just could not financially sustain in Sacramento. So out here, you don't have to worry about so many of those bills. I mean, I've got to worry about other bills, but long term, like we just set up our solar system. And so that's one in getting, one less bill for me. And, but yeah, I mean, financially, who can afford life right now?
Yeah, it's really expensive. I took a picture. So I went to the gas station today and I took a picture of how much it cost to fill my tank. And it was $95.86. And I had to take that picture, Dowdy. I had to, because I paid $5.90 a gallon, $5.89 a gallon. And I was just horrified when I saw that. So I took a picture. I'm posting it on my page today. It's just getting out of control right now. And I think because of the state of the world right now, things are going to get a little bit worse than what it is now. Hopefully it doesn't, but it looks like it's going in that direction. And that's why costs are up right now. But while we're talking about this, you found another video. This is another video that you found. And let's go into that scene and talk about this video.
Okay.
I need to know why LA is so hard to rent right now. I make $200,000 to $250,000 a year. I work my ass off. I have a 798 credit score. I just put my name in for an apartment house for $4,000 and I got denied. I wrote a cover letter. I got her phone number. We chatted. I told her my boyfriend's handy. I make more than enough money and my credit score is phenomenal. Why? I need to know if there is anybody that could tell me why I keep getting rejected by these places.
That is what people are going through right now. And it's really sad because if you heard what she said, she makes $250,000.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did it say what state she was in? I didn't. I don't recall.
I just assumed California. That's funny.
That's what I did too. Because anybody making $250,000 outside of California, I'm sure can survive. So I also make really, really good money, and I'm living paycheck to paycheck. It's ridiculous. It's not good. But I also have 2 places to pay for. So that's another thing that I'm trying to fix. This is where the state of people are. They're getting refused for that was an apartment, not even a house.
Yeah.
So it's really
so sad. It's sad that we even have to have a plan B. Like she said at the beginning, like have a plan B. Like, why are we having to have a plan B?
Yes. Now, my plan B would be to run away and homestay.
Yeah, I enacted my plan B.
Yes.
Oh, well, guess we're going to do this today.
Yes. That's one of the reasons why I did 5 years ago in the desert. I wanted to get out of the city so desperately and so bad. And my husband was retired at the time, so he was able to actually live in the house while I still worked. So that's where I'm having the issue, because he's living in this, kind of homesteading atmosphere where, yes, he's growing his plants and he's doing his gardening and he's doing, things like that. And I'm still in the grind, and it's stressful. I got really sick a few months ago. I'm still recovering, and it's a stress-related illness. And I just want out so bad, I just want out. And then homestead. Then I would get into things like you're getting into. Yeah. How's your wall coming out? You're doing. Did you get the wall up?
Man, I tested it today to see how sturdy it was, because we've had some wind gusts and it is sturdy. This thing is not going anywhere. So it's like the first permanent piece on this property. Everything else has been so temporary. This one is full-blown permanent.
Nice. Good for you. That I see. The gratification. See, this is the other thing too about, and we're going to get into this in the next episode, which is the mindset. But the gratification that you get from building something from yourself that you did, it's just the feeling is it doesn't compare to anything else. I don't think.
Yeah, you really get to appreciate every step and
Yes.
every bruise and every
Yes.
owie, and it's like and on top of that, we just made cool memories with each other.
That's the best thing. That's what I love. The memories of, and that's what I have when I homesteaded 5 years ago when we bought the property, and we have all these videos and all this. We had an outhouse on the property, and we have videos of it burning it down, and just we just did so much. It took us a year to build the house, and we were living in it with no water, no this, no that, and we were living in hotels off and on. But we did this. We sacrificed, and that's another thing. We don't want to sell the house because that's ours. We put our that's our memory. That's us. So we would never get rid of it because that it's part of us. It's we built it. So that's another thing. And that's another thing about, your place. It's like, I don't think I would ever leave your place because you put so much work into it.
Yeah.
And things are coming along.
Right? People in YouTube comments are always talking about like, just sell it and get out. And you're like, I don't know. This is like my baby. Are you kidding?
Tell me some of the comments. So I'm sure you hear both sides.
I mean, there's a lot of really cool supporters in the comments that are just happy that I post a video. But I think people forget that I post daily. So this isn't like once a week where this is the project for the week video, kind of like other homestead channels. Yeah. Mine's more of like a day in the life. Every single day I'm posting, so every day there's not going to be a project, and that sometimes does not make people happy.
I think your daily posting is really good. I am hooked on your channel. My husband, the minute he saw your channel, he's like, Nina, you have to watch this. You have to watch this girl. You have to watch it. And then we were just like, every day we were waiting. So I get some of the comments where, where's the video for today? I get that. But you must get people who say, because I get it too, how the hell are you living out there in the middle of nowhere with nothing around? And how are you doing it? And I just absolutely love the freedom, the peace, the serenity. There's, just quiet, wild animals, and I just love it there. So, it's just an amazing place to live. And I wouldn't change it for anything. So, it's just a great place. So now I know we had other topics that we were going to talk about too. And I'm trying to get to my notes.
I think it was about isolation.
Oh, there you go. Yes. So the next question was, would you feel isolated out, where you are, where you're living out there? Do you have a sense of isolation? And I want to say, no, I don't. I honestly don't have a sense of isolation. And we literally have no neighbors like anywhere near us. We live on government land, like everything is government land, and we live near a military base. So no one else is around us. If there are houses, it's all they're Airbnb houses and things like that. So we really don't have neighbors. And I know your closest neighbor is what? It's not close, is it?
I would guess a mile.
Okay. So you have, ours is a little bit closer. So you really don't really have neighbors.
No, I really don't.
Yeah. But you did say that there are people moving into the area like where you are. So more and more people are homesteading, right? So they're getting into it, and you're seeing more people, joining that area. And the neighbors that you do have, which are not close, you develop relationships with. So,
Such good relationships, like
so you
really.
don't feel isolated.
Not at all. No. And,
Yeah.
I totally expected to come out here and do this all on my own. And just like, I don't know, I just didn't expect this community to come hug me and help me and encourage me. And it was like, wow, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And it's beyond amazing because I lived in Sacramento for 12 years. I never knew my neighbors. I never talked to my neighbors. We don't do that over there,
Yeah.
And out here they just stop by, they say hi, they bring supplies. They're really good people.
Yeah. When I lived in the city, San Diego, I never knew any of my neighbors either. And I lived in a high rise right downtown. Never saw them, never wanted to.
Right.
It was busy enough for me there. So, but living out in the desert like that, I do get people, comments like, you're crazy. I would never do that. That's insane. I go out of my mind. But the next episode that we're going to talk about is the mindset. Yes. So we'll leave that for next week. But I really do I love the peacefulness. I love the campfires at night. And, I enjoy it. Now, you also found another video where you can associate if you want at certain times. So
Right.
let's get into that video that we found. If you are feeling isolated or if you do need association, well, let's get into this next video.
To fight loneliness on the homestead, we just decided to bring the socialization to us. A friend once said, we're the most socialized homebodies they knew. And so what we started doing were monthly gatherings. We invite local-ish homesteaders. We had a Christmas party. The next one will be a hoedown in March. And then we always do a nice 4th of July party. And then in the fall, this year, we're going to try a soup off. We're going to have a soup competition where everybody brings their best
Yummy.
soup. And then we start over again.
See, that's great.
Fun, right? And I think he's right where monthly would be a little too much.
Yes.
But quarterly would be more appropriate.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be so much fun. If you ever did, anything like that, I would absolutely. I'm closer to you than I am of any community that I am in. So, but yeah, I think this is a great way to, if you are feeling that isolation, to get out and to, communicate and hang out and meet other people. And it was a really good video to, show that, yes, you can have friends. Yes, you can, go out here and there and, meet up and join up. But this was a great podcast. We kind of defined what homesteading is. We talked about a lot of different things and why people are, homesteading and why more and more people are starting to homestead. And it's basically, they want freedom. They want freedom from the rat race. They want their own connection to the land. Like I was reading, and one of them was saying, I want that connection to the land of growing something and seeing it grow and eating it and, having that land connection, and just, it's just a great feeling. So, I really enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you did too. Is there anything that you wanted to add or talk about?
No, not at all. I just grateful that we're doing this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. We have a lot of good topics coming up. So the next episode, we're going to talk about the mindset, why people are, what the mindset is and what people are thinking of, why they're going to do this homesteading thing. So that will be the next topic for our next episode. So I want to thank everyone for joining and watching.
Yes.
I really appreciate it. We're looking forward to the next one and hope to see everyone there. This podcast will be posted on No Doubty as a collaboration on my channel. So you'll find the actual video on No Doubty, but there will be a collaboration link that you could come to my channel and also see it. But the main podcast will be on No Doubty. So go look for it on No Doubty. It's called The Homestead Junkies, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Yes.
Bye, Dowdy. I love you.
Bye,
I'll see
I love you.
soon. Okay.
Bye,
take
everybody.
care. Bye. Take care.
We are family. I got all my supporters with me. Hey! We are family. Come on over to the source and see. Hey! We are family. I got all my supporters with me. Hey! We are family. Forever the source, that's unity.
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Source. 5 questions with the Source with special guest Red's Room TV.
In the building, Source.
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Source. 5 questions with the Source with special guest Red's Room TV.
In the building, Source.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Silly Frenchies Doing Silly Things. We have another fun show for you this week, and this is, like I said, one of the favorite shows I do. It's all about pets and Frenchies. So I have some good news stories that are follow-up stories that I did in the past. So we'll cover some of those. And then we have the Frenchie of the Week that we will show, and then we'll get into some funny Frenchie videos. I do have my 2 little ones right next to me, so it's awesome. I love it. Hi, Rudy. Hi, welcome. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome to today's show. So the picture, obviously, you're looking at is of my 2 beautiful, beautiful Frenchies that I love so much. And that was her favorite toy right there. That's a squeaky toy. And she goes crazy with that thing. She just loves it. So she has like 2 or 3 of them actually right now. So she'll hide one somewhere. We can't find it. So we think she, lost it. And then we'll go buy another one. So she has a few of those, but there they are. They're so precious, and I just love them to death. So, okay, so let's get into the first news story, and this is a follow-up from a story I did a couple of episodes ago. So let's get into that first news story. Alrighty.
And an update for you now. A dog named Stella that was stolen from a Huntington couple on Thanksgiving has now been found. I talked to the woman who found the dog and to the happy couple who are now hugging Stella a little tighter tonight.
Look at that little marshmallow.
This was the joyous moment when Matthew and Jennifer Hauk were reunited with their beloved French bulldog, Stella.
The man was crying more than the woman. Like, he was really shooken up, and just, I found it kind of comical that he was just like bawling his eyes out, but I would have been too.
And then to find Stella back and be able to bring her home feels like we're whole again.
The Hauks say someone broke into their home on Thanksgiving and took a PlayStation 5 and their 4-year-old French bulldog, Stella.
Aww.
More than 36 hours later, they got a phone call they had been waiting for from Chris Cohen and her sister, Colleen Franca, who spotted Stella roaming around Center Riches, an hour away from the dog's home.
I was able to get it to go into the bushes where a fence was and kind of like corner it, pick it up, took it out, brought it back to my sister's house.
Colleen's sister, Chris, posted Stella's picture on Facebook, and within 2 minutes, she was sent a poster from a friend with the couple's phone number on it.
We FaceTimed with her and we saw the dog and we said, that's it. She wasn't looking for the reward. She just was happy that we were being reunited with Stella.
It was like a Christmas present. It was really special.
I was like, this is so
And
amazing.
I just kept thinking about if I lost my dog or if I lost my child, what that feeling is like
Right.
to get reunited.
The couple says they still don't know who took their dog, but at this point, it doesn't even matter. They're just happy she's back, making this a holiday gift they will always be thankful for.
The outpouring of support. There's no way to thank every person.
And the couple says that they were shocked at the outpouring of support from perfect strangers from Long Island to Westchester to Virginia and even the UK. They were all willing to offer reward money and to volunteer their time to look for her. They're very thankful tonight, that's for sure.
So that was the first follow-up from a news story I did a few weeks ago. Let's get into the second one.
What about this? A happy update to a story that we brought you last night about a dog stolen from a home in West Hills during a burglary. The 1-year-old pup named Cardi was found and returned. The French bulldog was grabbed by some thieves who were caught on video burglarizing that home.
Always have that camera. I just put in a Ring camera at my apartment, so I always have that camera.
Well, the dog's owner says she got a text message today from a man who said that he found Cardi on the street.
Aww. So at least they're getting their Frenchies back, and they're following up. I'm surprised that, you know, they really put a lot of effort into trying to find these Frenchies, and I love the outreach of people that are onto these stories. Like, they are so big and just so, you know, special and important that they want to help these people get their Frenchies back. And Frenchies, we all know, are thousands of dollars. So those are the two follow-up stories. I always try to make sure I follow up, you know, when I do a news story and I don't have a follow-up to it, I always try to see if I can find that follow-up. Because I like to, you know, show that there are people out there that are helping and, you know, following up and saving these little Frenchies. So so those are our stories, our news stories. We're going to get into the Frenchie of the week, and it is Matcha from Poetic Frenchies, and she just had a litter. Look how cute she is. And a lot of them are the tan, you know, fawn colors. They're really fawn colors. Some of them look like they're blue. They have bluish colors. But the mama, Matcha, she's multicolored, right? She's like tan and white. So cute. Oh, look at her. Matcha. Oh. The father must have been blue, because she had, you know, look at the color on that. That is the cutest thing ever. Just adorable. So she had, looks like 4, but that's Matcha, and that's Poetic Frenchies channel. Super good mama. Look at her. She's beautiful. So that was the Frenchie of the week. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to get into our funny Frenchie videos. And let's start with this one. Now, this video, I actually did show part of this last week. So the beginning, this first video was a video that I did show last week, but then it actually added different videos to it. So we'll start off with this one, and let's play it. Look how good he is. Oh. Oh, that's adorable. Oh,
Hello
my
guys,
goodness.
today's video is on French Bulldogs.
So cute. This is a good
Nugget.
channel.
You don't have to hide underneath the shelf. If you don't want to come out, I won't take you out.
Nugget. So cute.
Baby girl, there's so
Right?
much more room over here. Why don't you come sit over here?
Wasn't that Frenchie talented? And they were egging him on, like, yay, yay. Every time he did that, he went for it. It was so cute.
Just come sit. Come on, I won't take you out. I promise. Don't you want to be more comfortable, baby?
He's chilling. He loves it. Look at that.
Okay.
Oh, the fluffy.
Funny
Looks like
how
a
she knew
fucking-
immediately that was her Who Man.
I love Frenchie personalities. My dogs do this every morning, except they lick. My little girl does that. She loves doing that. My dogs do that every morning, except they lick. Oh, just lost everything. Oh, this is my guy. He's so chill. Hey, Simon. Hello.
Some Frenchies just love singing. Or maybe it's
Welcome.
French. Oui, oui.
We are getting into our funny Frenchie videos. I love these videos. I can watch them all the time. Welcome, Simon. So, yeah, super, super cute. So vocal. Oh, boy. Oh my God. Wild Child! Hi, Wild Child. How are you? Welcome. I have Bugaboo today. I think I may have shown this video before, but it's one of my favorites. So I do have Bugaboo on today. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Let's enjoy these videos, these funny Frenchie videos.
What are you doing?
Our personalities are
You gonna
just
do that
crazy.
right in front of me?
Oh, look at some of the clothes that they have.
ตีห้าเองนะไปนอนเถอะ
Yes, I want to get Simon. Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to ask Simon for permission, though, because the last time I put someone's dog on here, it didn't work out too well. They didn't like it. So, Simon, if you have any videos of Taco, is it Taco? I would love to feature. And then I just promote the channel a little bit. So Wild Child is definitely, I've had her bulldog on here several times, and she has a great channel. And so, yeah, if you have any, I actually think I looked on your channel. I didn't see any videos of Taco, but if you do have some shorts, I would love, if you want, to feature them on this show. So it's not only just about Frenchies, it's about, animals in general. So, but I do a lot with the Frenchies because I have 2 of them. So, and their personalities are just really, really cute. Almost human-like. It's crazy. Oh. Taco the Tio. I will have. Oh, good. Okay.
This next Frenchie knows his spot.
I mean. Daddy.
Look at that. Oh, look how cute they are.
No need to ask, he's a smooth operator.
Oh. I'll definitely have to take that song out. So is that your other channel? Is this your Taco the Chia? 001. I will make sure some videos of me. I know you have several channels, so